Okay. Streamlabs says I'm live.
Yo. Hello.
Live content. There it is. Click on that. Click on
I think
that.
we're live.
Wake up, everybody.
Come on, everyone. It's time to talk about Charlotte. Pop out chat.
Make a wish. Or something. People make wishes on comets, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a
I hope nobody
show
shows up
about
today.
a disease
Charlotte deserves
that
it.
makes people very, very stupid.
It's a show about a disease that people get when they're teenagers.
Guys, can I just say before we start, I'm sorry
on,
for the
I'm not
person
done with
I'm
my
going to be
joke
on
yet.
this podcast.
I'm not done with my joke yet. Thank you,
Okay,
Low
go,
Tier
go.
Trash. You reminded me. Goal. Time to set a goal. The goal is 15 super chats of any tier in the next 15 minutes. One chat per minute, everyone. To celebrate,
That's
I'll have money. Start goal. This is particularly important for those of you in countries whose money is not worth very much compared to the US dollar. For now, don't worry, your day is coming. Donate any amount of money, once per minute for the next 15 minutes, and you too will have the honor of making me just a little bit richer, which I need right now. All right. So Charlotte is a show about people who get diseases in their teenage years that give them special powers, which is weird because I really thought Bunny Girl Senpai lost the poll.
Do you not dare to compare this show to Bunny Girl Senpai? I honestly
see,
didn't
here's
even
the
think
thing,
of a
Teddick.
similarity before.
I've seen a little bit of Bunny Girl Senpai, and I hated the fuck out of it, and it is 110 times better than Charlotte.
And it's still way better, infinitely better.
But I don't think that surprises anybody. I'm pretty sure nobody who voted for this show thought that we were going to give it any kind of glowing praise, especially since we've already done Angel Beats.
You know, it's funny that you say that because the site that I was watching this show on, all of the comments were saying like, so this is the show where my best friend said that this was going to be the coolest thing in the world.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Those people need to get better friends. Like, I tweeted this on Blue Sky a while ago, but I have a person in my life whom I used to consider human, who once who once told me that
I remember.
Boruto is incredible, and Shippuden is okay, and original Naruto is worth suffering through to get to the good parts.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I don't talk to this person
What?
anymore.
The fuck?
The raw offense in your voice. I only know Naruto from, like, vaguely seeing it out of the corner of my eye while my younger sister was watching it. Because it never struck my fancy. But
Guys,
I can
Naruto
tell
is
that's
so
a
good.
crazy take.
It's so good, it literally changed the way we fucking animate anime.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's so good, it changed the industry.
Yep.
Like,
Guys, Naruto changed my life.
Naruto changed my life. Naruto is the reason I'm into anime. That's why I have my job.
holy shit. What the fuck?
But, like, as an adult looking back on it now, original Naruto's pretty good. And Shippuden
Yes.
is worth watching, I guess, if you like original Naruto. And I haven't seen Boruto because I'm 30 years old.
I like how we're talking about Naruto right now with Charlotte. This is supposed to be about Charlotte, guys. Come on.
Yes, but we could
Who's
talk about
excited?
Naruto.
Who's excited to talk about this awful, awful show?
I
Come
actually
on.
I'm
am.
actually a little bit excited to talk
I love talking about
I-
awful
the
shows.
main character.
I am actually kind of excited to talk about it. I mentioned it before, but this show feels like I could dissect it for an entire day.
No, I was leaning back on the couch watching this show, right? And I was listening to the OP, and I was like, this kind of sounds like the Angel Beats OP. And then I thought, this entire show kind of feels like Angel Beats now that I think about it. So I look up the OP, and it's the same artist. I'm like, oh man, they got the same people from Angel Beats to get the OP for this very Angel Beats-esque show. I look it up, it's the same fucking author as Angel Beats. I'm like, oh, you're just trying to do Angel Beats again.
You know, it's not just the same author as Angel Beats.
Same
it's also
studio.
the same author as same studio, but it's also the same author as Clannad and Clannad After Story
No
and
way!
Busters.
No
Yes.
fucking way!
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I
isn't it
knew that
obvious?
show was
Like,
terrible.
Just look at it for 1 second. Of
It's
course.
the same author made Clannad.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dude.
That author is basically constantly just trying their hardest to make a tearjerker for teenagers who think it's deep.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least
Yeah, that's
Clannad.
definitely the brand.
What connections does this individual have? I
At
have to
least
wonder.
Clannad, as a story, makes sense.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
bad.
I think this
Are you
makes
telling
sense
me
as
you
well.
don't
It's
like
just
meteorites
stupid.
that give diseases and
I'm
time
totally
travel plots
fine
that
with
make
that.
no
That
sense?
doesn't bother me. What bothers me is just telling us that in one throwaway line in the 11th episode of 13.
Absolutely bonkers. Nothing.
I don't know,
Insane.
Like, that's why it's called Charlotte, guys. Anyway, bye. What?
Everyone in chat, I would like to ask you, does my mic sound okay? I am explicitly asking you this right now so that the people in the comments on the VOD of this will not be able to blame me if the audio turns out terrible. I am counting on you, chat.
It happens.
We will not do anything about the audio. That's too high effort. This
It is Sloth Month.
It is Sloth Month. Guys, if it's Sloth Month, why the fuck am I so angry? I had to watch Charlotte.
Wrath Month was
You were a
last
little
month.
late to Wrath
Just
Month,
relax,
that's
man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just relax.
All right. We should, with that in mind, on that note, hello everyone in chat. Welcome to the monthly Explanation Point Anime Club for the month of August, right? August.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. The days just go by watching the clouds, laying in the grass, watching anime with my pals, laying on the couch. I can't keep track of things like days, months, what even is time. Welcome to the third in our 7 Deadly Sins series. This is Sloth Month. We have chosen to talk about Charlotte because I think the justification was that the main character wanted to use his special ability to have an easy life and cheat into the best schools. Having seen the show,
Yes,
Tenek, you
very
forced
lazy.
this. You forced
Tenek.
this hardcore.
I don't
This
care.
dude.
I don't care. I'm gonna pull whatever strings I need to get the stuff I want to win. But also, I didn't
to
see
be
past
fair-
episode 1.
To be fair, my choice was definitely a worse pick for Sloth Month.
I loved my pick, but there were 5 of us, so I didn't get to put it on.
Guys, my pick was literally about a lazy
Yeah,
guy. It was
Tom,
about the
I'm
laziest
so
guy
sorry.
on the
I don't
planet.
understand.
And I had to watch Charlotte instead, man. Tenek,
You see,
by
this is
the
why I'm
way,
so happy.
Tenek, I applaud you because you tried to poison me this month. You tried your hardest to poison my spirit, and you failed. But I give you props for trying.
No,
I'm
no,
still
no.
here.
I think I succeeded. You're livid. You're pissed. That means I'm happy. I'm just so happy to listen to like you shit on the show in the next 3 hours.
You're
It's gonna be like
angry
half the
and then-
entertainment of
Spirit
picking
to
this
Sloth
show.
Month, guys.
Do we want to start talking about Charlotte?
Yeah, sure.
No, no.
would rather
where's
do
the
anything
rush?
else.
Come on, like we have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
First,
Let's
there's
talk
a
about
real
Charlotte.
We've got
thing,
3
guys.
hours, guys.
Yeah, let's start with the OP like we do, you know, back in the.
You
I-
mean the most nothing OP in
I
the world?
love this OP because I know it's made by the Angel Beats people, and I know it's made for a show like Angel Beats, and I'm sitting here watching it thinking of the frankly fucking legendary Angel Beats OP. And
It's fantastic.
I watched this OP, and I just hear like, is this what you came up with? Really?
No, what I
They
think,
can't all be bangers.
but I want to say something. What I think I love more about this OP, or what I especially love about this OP, especially by itself, I haven't really thought about Angel Beats while watching the show, honestly. At least as far as the OP goes, is that like it doesn't tell you anything about the show. It's just like here are the characters for
Okay.
1.5 minutes.
Sure.
And like it also features his sister a lot more than you would expect is reasonable from the early episodes. So
Well,
it's like a bit suspicious. Like
Sure,
something's gonna happen
I
with
will
her,
say
probably.
the OP starts off with the clock breaking. Like,
Yeah.
saying it
Okay,
doesn't
but
tell
that
you
just tells
anything
you,
about the
like-
show is a bit disingenuous.
I don't know,
Also,
like,
to be
there's
fair,
time
Angel
travel.
Beats
That's
opening.
not saying a lot.
Angel Beats opening didn't tell you that much about the show either.
To be fair, there's not much
Yeah.
to say about the show.
I guess.
It's a show about
I-
a meteorite that makes people stupid.
For the first 6 episodes, literally nothing of substance happens.
You know what? For those first 6
Kinda-
episodes, why don't we talk about the characters?
Sure. Scrub, is there something specific you want to get to?
No,
You just seem to be really rushing through this for Sloth Month.
Yeah, like, where's the rush? Come on.
I mean-
Relax.
Before we get off of the OP, though, in the spirit of Sloth Month, I did approximately like half of a line, and I forgot the first half.
You did
like,
what?
You know how like I will sometimes be like,
Line of
sometimes be
what?
like, what would this be like in English? And I forgot what the first half was, but I know that I belaboredly tried to make a rhyme or something, like this like internalized rhyme structure. That was like it was like something something something. The work isn't done wherever you go. What? No, hold on. Whatever you do or what you become. Da da da. And they're like, I don't. That was all.
Man, Epic the Musical got weird.
why would I want
Oh
to
my
rush
gosh.
things
Yeah.
when all that's there for me to talk about is how much I absolutely love to despise the dumbest time travel plot I've ever seen in a show.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that, oh my gosh, the thing about the time travel plot that, like, I like the mechanic of the time travel plot, but what annoys me is that they're like, oh no, he can't use the time travel powers anymore because he only has one working eye, and I'm like, so that's not how that works!
How do you know?
You have
What do you
why
mean
not?
that's not
No,
how
I
it
mean,
works?
like,
free,
The author gets to make the rules. The rules can be whatever.
you have
Right, like, if they say you
consequence-free
need
time
two eyes-
travel, and you somehow try to find a way that it can't solve everything, and it's the dumbest explanation I've ever seen in my entire life.
I really
I don't
like
get what
the
you're talking about, honestly.
I really like the powers in this show, just to give Charlotte a little bit of praise right up front. Like, the
Yeah, that's
actual
true.
abilities
That's-
themselves are a bit basic, but I think that's fine. I like the drawbacks. We got 5 pounds, everybody. Everybody, I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Let's
Lord
Go.
Meow.
Let's see if we can get more.
We still need another 13 super chats in the next 3.5 minutes. And if there's one thing I've learned over YouTube, it's over my time at YouTube, it's not to underestimate the power of this community. I think we
Anyway.
can do it together. In fact,
This
here,
is
I'm gonna give myself this much money, however many coins are in this coin purse. I'm putting them right in my jar.
I
So
love
if
how
I
that's
can
like
do
your
it,
new
so can you.
catchphrase.
You too can give me money. All right. I think the powers in this show are pretty cool. I think it's a lot of the words they use for them are a little bit weird, specifically teleportation. I know that we griped about this in the Discord chat.
I think it makes sense to me to call it teleportation because what he's doing is he is moving through space without moving through time. So, like, in a way, like, so okay. So what I mean by this is like, because like the way motion works is you are moving from one location in space to another, and to do that it takes time to do it. But by erasing time from the equation, you essentially get force equals mass times acceleration, but the acceleration is functionally infinite because you are moving instantaneously. You know?
Jams, I'm gonna be
I don't
really
I
think
get
it
honest.
works
that.
mathematically,
I think,
but I think, look, the problem is we're talking about 4 eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's the character.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but like,
Right.
isn't it just like very clearly that he's just very fast? And
It
like,
is-
it looks
he's
like
just very
teleportation,
fast.
but it isn't actually. Yeah.
See,
I think the joke is just supposed to be, oh, it's teleportation. No, you're just like crashing into shit. You're just
I
going
did not
super fast.
consider that it was supposed to be a joke.
No, I don't think it is
No
a
way,
joke because
man.
they all just keep calling it teleportation.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure
I
the
don't-
author just didn't know what teleportation meant.
Well, did we all watch the dub?
No.
I
Okay,
did.
never mind then. Because if we all watched the
what
dub,
did
then
you-
maybe it was just a translation thing.
I mean,
To
even
me-
the sub says it's
Yeah, no, it's teleportation. in the
teleportation,
sub.
but I also double checked, and the sub has the exact same dialogue as the dub. So
Oh, look at the Chris says look at the shows that came out in the same season as Charlotte, and that's a really cool
Oh, yeah,
exercise.
what year was that?
Looking it
What-
up
what year
now.
was it?
I just typed in Charlotte into Google and expected that to give it to me. Shout out to North Carolina.
Yeah.
You guys have it rough right now.
Yeah.
All right. Charlotte came out in summer 2015, alongside
Yeah, it's 10 years old.
such
Oh my
hits
God.
as Sort by Score. Oh, hey, is that My Girlfriend is a Virgin Bitch?
What?
It sure is.
What?
My Girlfriend is a Virgin Bitch is a show that came out apparently in summer 2015.
God.
That is as good as it sounds. No Nombiori Repeat,
That's a good one.
Overlord, Snow White with the red
The
hair,
first season?
Overlord first season,
wait!
The red hair.
Snow White with the red hair,
That's fantastic. That show is
School
fantastic.
Live,
School Live,
Bikini
very
Warriors.
popular.
Dragon Ball Super,
That was its first season.
there's a new Idol Master, there's new
Of course.
I don't
Loveru. You know, Chris said
Oh,
this as though there was supposed to be something like groundbreaking that came out this
No,
season, but like this is just an okay season.
I think the point was that nothing was really going on. And that's why this show kind of got popular.
All right, fair enough. And no, this is not My Girlfriend is a Virgin Bitch. I got that mixed up with this very similar show called My Wife is the Student Council President.
Huh.
Right. Wait, why are we talking about this?
Because
This is
somebody in
We're
the
just
chat
looking
brought
at
it
the
up.
shows that came out in the same season as Charlotte.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's that
Uh,
fucking it's the fucking sleepy town. What is it? What the fuck is this thing called? The thing you made a video about this about
Pillow
the fucking
Boys?
boys who watch you sleep.
Wait, Pillow Boys came out this season?
Apparently.
Oh, holy
July
shit,
14th,
Pillow
2015.
Boys! Yeah, I would never watch Charlotte when Pillow Boys is an option. Okay, Streamlabs
Okay,
says I'm
so,
live.
I mean, yeah, it's more slothful than Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like, gosh, I remember the headspace I was in so clearly when I first watched Charlotte as a middle schooler. Because, like, okay, so I was like, yeah, sure, let me find like an anime to just watch that is like coming out recently, and I watched the full first episode, and I remember distinctly feeling like, wait, so like, what was the first episode for? When I got
Right.
to the ending, and she was like, and Camera Girl was like, so anyway, this is what the plot's gonna be, or something. Functionally, that's what she said. She's like, so anyway, all that stuff that happened to you earlier, that doesn't matter. And he like, like, I'm just like, what do you mean? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I guess kind of. You're talking about episode 1, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about
Like,
episode
what
1. In my
happens
experience
again?
of episode 1, I was like, I don't know what, 14? Yes, I was 14 or something. And I just like saw all of that, and I'm like, huh? And like I watched the first 5 minutes of the next episode when it came out the next week, and then I promptly forgot Charlotte existed.
Mm-hmm. Because No Nombiori
Uh,
Repeat was coming on.
Sure, I've heard of that.
Wait, what?
Guys, the show that wait, you've never heard of Non Buri?
It's-
I don't know what
Damn.
It's
Nombiori is.
delightful. You would love it.
You
need
would
to
really
watch
like
more
it,
too.
Jams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are watching Charlotte instead. Charlotte feels like a show
No Nombiori isn't
that was
eligible.
Charlotte feels like a show that was written as it was going.
Yep.
Like it feels like a show that's like the first episode happens and then at the very end they're like, all right, the first episode actually didn't matter. This is what we're doing going forward. And then in the second episode, they're like, actually, really none of the first episode mattered at all. Even the premise that we set up, that doesn't really fucking matter either. We're just doing this new shit now. And then the third episode goes, and it's like, it's just the same thing over and over and over again until you get to this fucking weird, crazy, stupid plot twist.
Mhm.
And nothing, literally nothing before matters. And I
Yep.
know this isn't technically what happened. Like, obviously there was like some plot stuff that was set up of like, oh, you and Ayumi have like memories of another brother or some bullshit like that. It literally didn't matter. Nothing in the like. How many shows can you think of that you could cut out several episodes and lose nothing, lose absolutely fucking nothing of substance?
Only Pillow Boys, really.
That's
I
mean,
I-
Tom, I
I
actually
say-
want to comment on that. Because I agree. Like this, like I was actually amazed by the time I finished the show. I mean, especially by the halfway point, and as it went on, like I just had no idea what the point is, either thematically or even like the appeal of like why someone would want to watch this. If the whole show was just like the first 6 episodes, first 5 episodes, then I would say like, okay, it's some kind of like fantasy slice of life shit. Maybe someone could like that, find it comfy, whatever. Not interesting, but that's it. But like, it doesn't stay that, and like, I'm just left baffled. Like, what's the point?
It refuses to
Who thought
pick a
this was a
lane.
good idea?
Yeah, like, if you want the second half of this show, then you're not gonna get through the first half of this show to watch it. If you want the first half of this show, why?
Exactly. Also, I would like to point out to chat, I did fully call, like, multiple details of the twist about the Big Brother, like the second that they dropped, like, I feel like there
Yes,
used to
yes.
be, like, more of us,
And
said
can
the
you-
small girl child.
Can you think of a less elegant way to do that? Like, man, I just kind of have the feeling that there might be characters we had our memories wiped of.
Let's talk about
And
the
he's like,
dialogue
"I don't
real
know."
quick, because that shows up in the first episode. The
Mhm.
dialogue, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
the translation,
Dude,
is the worst translation I
Dude.
think I've ever seen in
Pretty
an
bad.
anime since Danganronpa.
like
I don't think
genuinely.
I know what you're talking about.
Danganronpa at least suffered from taking the video game dialogue and just porting it over to an anime 1-to-1.
No, I meant the Danganronpa game going from Japanese to English. Have you ever sat down and actually just like tried to figure it out? It's awful.
Scrub, why would I do that?
You're a professional anime
Really
person.
bored
Your
on a
job is
masochistic Sunday?
I guess.
Oh, I love the phrase masochistic Sunday.
That
That's
is
so
really
great.
good. Inspiration.
Masochistic Sunday into Manic
Well
Monday.
Sounds too high effort.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
One of
all
my
I'm
first
saying
notes
is,
literally was, I have some notes for the localization team on this thing.
Well, they're listening. The localization team at Studio PA Works are avid fans of the Exclamation Point Anime Club.
all
They
I'm
are in
saying
the
is,
building.
Shout out to
as we
Amy in
speak.
chat.
you-
Yeah! what were you
all
saying,
I'm saying is, you could not delete multiple episodes out of Angel Beats,
That's true.
and
no,
it
no,
not
no.
function.
There are some individual
no, you could delete
episodes.
the whole
There are
fucking
some-
show. That show
there are
is
some-
nothing.
Dude, I actually
I think you
can't, because
broke
like, dude, I'm not joking. I literally lost sleep over this because, like, in the chat, in the Discord chat, you guys are like, no, I still think this show is better than Angel Beats. Bro, I actually cannot fathom in a scenario where anything like Charlotte is better than Angel Beats. Angel Beats has a fucking soul, man. Angel Beats at least
No,
feels like
no,
it's
no.
trying, attempting to tell a story, and at least is like, has like a weird, stupid, fun gaggle of side characters that have their own stupid bit.
I
that is,
have a
like,
counterpoint.
Holy
are, like,
Christ.
harmless. Hold on, I'm going on this, right? It's like
I no longer have a counterpoint.
these side characters who have their own bit and is like harmless enough and at least tries, at least attempts to tell a story, like an emotionally mature story with its main core cast, regardless of how good it is, right? At least it's trying to do something, and it's like, it's trying to be a little ambitious. It's trying to do something a little more high concept. And maybe it fucking fails, right? Angel Beats, I would say, is a really fun 5 or like 6 out of 10, if I'm being really, really generous. But it has something. It has something. Charlotte has fucking nothing, man.
Counterpoint.
It has nothing.
Angel Beats has
Counterpoint.
beliefs. Charlotte has none.
Wait,
Counterpoint.
Angel Beats has what?
Beliefs. It's a
Angel Beats
Hamilton
has-
reference.
Oh,
Counterpoint to Tom.
Please.
Angel Beats isn't boring as, or no, sorry, Charlotte isn't boring as Sin.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
What are we talking
listen.
about?
Listen, the last half
feel
of
like it's a very
Charlotte
different
isn't
kind of
boring as
boring.
Sin. Average it out with the first half of Charlotte, which somehow goes negative boring. Like, to be fair, the first 6 episodes of Charlotte were the perfect pick for Sloth Month. Nothing happens.
Nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, the first half of Charlotte, nothing happens, and the second half is fucking bullshit. So, like...
The first
Yeah,
half,
because
nothing
that's the
happens,
thing.
and the second half, nothing makes sense.
Yeah, so, like,
But you see,
where
it's
are we
fun.
getting
It's
any
fun
type
because
of
it makes no
interest?
sense.
I didn't say it was interesting.
It's so stupid. Like,
No, but
have
but
to admit-
Scrub said that Angel Beats is boring, which implies that this is interesting.
It's interesting in the sense that a dissected frog is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I
we'll
can-
just
I
let
can
that
see
hang.
eye to eye to that. Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, I did not look forward to watching the next episode of Charlotte. It doesn't matter if it was in the first half or the second half, but, like, at least just witnessing it occur, like, the fact that this show exists, that itself was interesting. I think talking about it now, remembering it, is interesting. Angel Beats, when I think to that, I think, like, something happens for 12 episodes, but it's just, like, meandering tear bait nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe if I rewatched all of Angel Beats, I would have something more substantive to say to Tom.
I
watched
vehemently
it, like,
reject. I
6
vehemently
years ago.
reject this idea. I literally wrote down a list. I wrote down 10 things that Angel Beats does better than Charlotte.
Oh my god.
I came up with 10 whole fucking things, man.
Tom,
I rewatched the show in 2 days.
Dedication.
Tom, you're a smart man.
Yeah.
And you've got your priorities straight in your life.
Yeah.
Why did you do this?
Well.
Is Angel Beats really where you want to set up your fort? You want to line your muskets up in front of Angel Beats?
Look, Angel Beats, Angel. All right, let me make it clear. I have said things on streams before that I do not agree with anymore about Angel Beats.
Okay.
I would like to walk back how good Angel Beats is, but it's infinitely better than Charlotte. Like insanely better than Charlotte. Charlotte is complete nonsense.
I will say, from what I remember of the single episode of Angel Beats that I saw back in middle school, I will say I am confident that Angel Beats is is better constructed than Charlotte is on like a structural integrity level.
Literally basic plot structure. It doesn't even have to be like anything crazy mind-blowing. Just down to like basic plot structure, Angel Beats is a better constructed story.
So I think what's probably happening here is that none of us really remember the day-to-day of Angel Beats. We just remember the feeling of Angel Beats.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't rewatch it like 2.5 years ago when we did it for Anime Club. I just wanted to like watch you rant about it.
So Chris in chat has given us another comment. He says, here's a question. Do the 3-episode test that was prevalent around the time and ask yourself, would I keep up with this show, or would you either drop it and come back later?
I would have
And
dropped
ignoring
it.
the fact that that is not a question, I feel like there's a pretty clear answer here, and that is that I wouldn't have gotten halfway through the first episode.
No, I actually found the first episode kind of interesting. I gave it a test back in January just to see if I wanted, and I did like it enough, especially considering the controversy around it. That just made me more interested in
Controversy?
it. But I think,
In the
yeah,
sense that
because
there's
I mean it's pretty divisive. I mean there are some people that really hate the show, like us.
Oh,
here,
I thought you
but
meant
none of
like
us really like it.
controversy in the sense that the director ate his wife's dog or something.
No, nothing in that sense.
I have a question, actually, like an actual question.
Sure.
Okay.
If you had to pick out of the main cast a favorite character, who would it be?
Middle child.
Yeah, you blowed pretty hard on him.
I hate
Probably
him
the
with
main
my
character.
soul.
I don't know. I like Tomori actually.
Is Wet Boy in
Kind
the
of.
main cast? Kumagami?
No.
He's like a
What?
side character.
I mean, they kill him off, and he doesn't come
Whoa,
back.
what?
Even though
The main cast is the student council president, or like the student council guys. Like,
All right,
that's
of the
supposed to
student
be your
council
main
guys,
cast.
then it's teleportation specs, dude.
I love him.
But he's a bit character, so I don't know.
I
does
would
he even
also
count?
say it's.
I don't
Tomari.
know. I kind of like the more
It's
I
funny.
realized his entire gimmick was just going to be like fangirling about
Fangirling,
Yusa.
yeah.
I kind of realized I hate him.
We do.
He has one gimmick,
It's
one
true,
gimmick
and-
of the teleportation, and then that lands one time in the first episode. That's like kind of funny, and then every other time he does it, it's fucking stupid and bullshit. And then they replace that gets old by like episode 3. That
Yeah.
gets old by fucking episode 3, and they replace it with an even worse gag of
That's
him
true.
being fucking madly in love with Yusa, and like. Fucking, she spits on the floor, and he's like, "Oh my god, what am I supposed to do with this? Shut the fuck up!"
Here's the thing, Tom.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
about how we
horribly.
were
I hate him.
internally.
It is horribly stupid, and it does make you rage, which makes you feel something, and that improves Charlotte as a whole.
It does.
that is
Okay, that's true.
100%.
I will say.
200%.
Yes,
I
Scott.
will say one thing. It does lead to the only good joke in the entire series.
Which was
Wait, which one is that?
What is that?
By the way, Yusa doesn't have any special dance to cure death.
oh.
Oh yeah.
And then she goes, "Sorry."
Can we talk about the names of these characters real quick?
Oh yeah.
What is
Because
there to
we
say?
have
For chat
first off, the main
benefit.
character is named You again.
Again. This is why I referred to
Wait,
him
is
as
that the
middle
same name
child.
as the character in Angel Beats?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
No, as in
No.
Blooming
It's the main
Yeah.
character of Bloomendew, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The main character is named You again, but there is also a character named Yusa, who is the sister of a character named Misa, and you cannot tell me that wasn't done on
What?
purpose.
Oh no. Oh no. I knew there was something about those
Yusa,
fucking
Misa?
names.
Well, I don't get it. What's supposed to be the joke?
Me
there?
and You.
Star Wars.
Like, what's the... Oh, Yusa,
They're
Misa.
twin sisters named Me and You.
Not gonna
And there's
lie,
also a character named Now, which is fine
Okay,
in
but that's just a
Japanese.
coincidence.
But in the dub, you have characters named You, Me, You again, and Now.
It's so bad.
But who's on
I
first?
think this might just be a coincidence.
Yusa and
Just-
Misa is
If
not.
it-
There's no
Listen,
way.
I mean, come
If
on, they're
it's-
Japanese names. They're not anything like
No,
contrived.
even if it's a coincidence, that's not the problem that it's a coincidence. The problem is that it's very hard for an English viewer to keep track of it.
Which, if that's not their priority, that's fine. Like, there are, like, hundreds of languages in the world. You can't optimize for all of them. That's fine. Doesn't bother me one bit. I like to make fun of it, but it's totally cool. It is a problem to have characters named You and Yusa. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
It's like two characters whose silhouettes and color palettes are like deeply similar, but you're supposed to be able to tell them apart on sight.
Like, it's bad enough. I guess in a television show, it's not so bad to have two characters whose names begin with the same letter. But in a book, don't do that. And in Japanese, you don't even have the initial consonant sounds. You have consonant-vowel pairs. So you have to go out of your way to make characters' names start with the exact same phoneme. Anyway, that's my linguistics rant for the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
glad you got it out
Sorry,
early.
I don't think I was ever actually confused by.
Well, I was never
Anyway,
actually
by the way,
confused
my
by it
favorite
because I can
character is
see the
Yusa Misa.
characters. But it's a bad move. Don't do it.
It just because this is kind of on topic. The comedy in the show is so fucking dog shit.
See,
It's all bad.
See, my darling wife sent me a message while I was watching this show. We were talking about it together, and she was like, yeah, the jokes are just really stupid. And I sent her a message back in complete earnesty saying, there are jokes? Like, I've said that plenty of times before and been like, ah, ha, ha, there are jokes. The show's not funny. But I didn't know. I didn't know it
Didn't
was trying to
realize
make
that
jokes.
it was even attempting to be funny.
Oh my God.
Like,
I do
No.
think
Honestly, I don't think it's like
There
it's
was-
not funny. It's But I
This
don't
was
think it's,
around
like, that
episode 1
horrible
or
either.
2. Like I got on board with it by 3 or 4, but in the beginning I didn't realize it was trying to be funny.
I think there
It's
was one
trying
joke in
desperately
episode
hard
1
to
that
be
I
funny.
thought was cute, which is that when he gets text from girl, he starts cackling maniacally, and then he realizes what he's doing. And he's like, maybe I shouldn't do that in public, actually. And I was like, that is funny.
that was a funny
Yeah.
bit. That was. I'm not gonna lie, that was a funny bit. But that's gone after like halfway through episode 1.
There was the bit about the pizza sauce, guys. Do we not remember the bit
Do
about the
we,
pizza
do we
sauce?
not remember her only defining
Remember.
character
The super
trait
endearing-
besides child?
The super endearing bit where this girl makes dinner for her brother and she always uses pizza sauce because he liked it when he was a kid. And it's really
I
funny
want to
because the food is
blind
gross now.
myself with a hot iron
Yeah,
every
but you don't
time I
And then they
stand on
turn
this
the
character.
joke into like a heart-wrenching, like gut punch moment.
Yeah,
where he's
don't
like,
try to make me
"Wait."
cry with pizza sauce unless you're shoving it in my eyes.
I will say the moment in the Edgification episode was like episode 7 or something. Like
Mhm.
the
Don't say that. Don't go around saying that.
Why? Speaking of things you shouldn't say, please never refer to a little bit of song translation that you've done as doing a line.
Speaking of things that you should never say, please don't refer to any kind of multiple personality disorder as schizophrenia.
Oh my god.
Those are
that
different
fucking-
things.
Did they do that in the
Those are different
show?
things.
Well, they
Yeah.
explicitly said this is not schizophrenia.
Yeah.
So
When
no, they
the
didn't.
When Yusa said, the doctors say I might have multiple personality disorder, which, fair, it's an old show, it's not going to know DID.
Mm-hmm.
But then just immediately getting hit by it's not schizophrenia, just like actually knocked me out for an hour.
Oh goodness.
Mhm.
Like, what
Somehow
anyone
she's
would
still
even
my favorite
consider-
character out of the main cast.
Which one?
Really?
How, man?
Misa or Yusa?
Misa.
Yeah,
At
Misa's
least
alright.
Misa-
Misa's
like,
Okay,
mashed
all right,
potato.
okay.
I'm
Misa
counting
makes
both
more
of them
sense.
as one character.
I need to
Yusa is
refresh
so
myself on which
bad.
one is which.
Misa is the
So
delinquent
Yusa
girl.
is the idol, Misa is the game
All right, I like Yusa more.
girl.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, I couldn't stand Misa.
Okay, but
Yeah,
like
I could-
Yusa
I
is
can't stand either of
she's
them.
nothing.
Yes, I
It's
know.
like I was amazed. Like they just took this idol trope and they played it completely straight.
Yeah,
Like she's actually happy with this job. What the fuck?
yeah.
I can't take this seriously.
Yusa
I
was
think,
at
like,
0,
Panic,
and
she
Misa
has no
actively made the
brain.
show worse for me. So I like Yusa more.
I like Yusa in the sense that like she's so no thoughts head empty.
Mhm.
And in that way, she almost a little bit reminds me of the Hanks from Date Everything. Very different characters, to be clear, but because she vaguely reminded me of characters that I like, I'm over here like, yeah, sure.
All right. So how about we all just take a step back for a minute, breathe
Yeah.
in and out, calm down, meditate a little if we have to, and think of something that Charlotte did that we actually liked.
It ended.
No, Tom. No,
No,
that's wrong.
I
That's not how you do this.
Eventually, the
I-
pain was over. It stopped.
I actually, I was. You said already something very Blorbo. So like, I described the main character as Blorbo against my will,
Hmm.
because like, I think the thing about the main character that I really liked right off the bat was like how he has very small goals. He is very much a small person at the beginning of this, and then at the end, it's like, it a little bit destroys him at the end of the show. There's like just a complete annihilation of the self that happens in the final episode,
Hmm.
and then it's like, but it's okay. Now we can have happy memories from now on, even though you do not fucking all of your memories of like your life before your mission got fucking buried under the mission. Like they just got blitzed out of your brain by the strain, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, basically, what I mean is, I like the idea of this boy so much that like I'm over here like I know this show is bad, but I am willing to watch it for this boy specifically, unfortunately.
I did legitimately like the premise of the last episode or two. Like you
should've
said,
been-
If you
that could have been a
removed
series.
every single episode before it and just turned the last episode into an anime itself, I think it could have been
could have been
actually a
something.
little bit fun.
yeah, I like the idea of this guy feeling the weight of his duty on him as he's going around the world sucking up all these superpowers. To the point where it just completely erases the person he used to be. That was a totally cool premise to me. I liked watching those parts, as long as I didn't think about the anime that led up to them.
I think it alone, like the idea of it, is like very provocative, right? Like it seems so enticing to be like, wow, this is so cool. The idea of somebody completely like collapsing mentally because of all this burden that they have to literally absorb, not just like they're taking on other people's burden. It's like Christlike.
Sure.
It's very interesting, right? The fact that it is this character under this show, like at the end of this show, which it is quite literally just fast forwarding through like what 2.5 years of this guy doing it.
It doesn't seem like they grow up that much. I'm not sure like how much time they imply flies. Like,
well, they
I
still
thought you
have
were
to be in
gonna say
high school at the
Speed
end.
runs through 2.5 different character arcs because he like starts out he's like a Vegeta-esque character, right? Where it's like okay, you're like a fucked up cheater dude who like he's like evil for selfish purposes, but he's not completely irredeemable, so we are going to rehabilitate the fucking feral raccoon of a boy. Not that's not the phrase I'm looking for, but like we're gonna rehabilitate this boy. But then
Rabid
the next
raccoon
episode
of
he
a
just
boy.
becomes the straight. Yeah, there we go. Then he just becomes like the straight man to all of the nonsense going on around him. Completely different character arc right there.
That's
And
a
it's-
really
and
fun
then-
idea. It's not to interrupt you, but I like the idea of somebody who was the crazy guy in a world of straight men being taken into another context and being the straight man in that context because everyone else is worse than him. That's
true.
really cool.
But like they don't telegraph this is the thing. It's the crazy that like I've learned over the course of this month that apparently one of the things that I really like about a show is when it can like telegraph something very effectively. Like it can telegraph the shape of what it is going to be very effectively in a way that also doesn't completely collapse it by telling you what the fuck is going to happen and like what to think about it. You know what I mean? And anyway, so like he goes through the speed run of a third act breakdown for a cartoon villain in the first episode, and then he becomes a straight man for 5 episodes, and then out of nowhere he becomes like a chosen one, and it's like what the fuck.
See, I kind of latched on to something that Tom said when he was describing this whole breakdown because he said that it was Christ-like, and I've been thinking that in a way, when it comes to, like, my favorite parts of the Christ story, it's sort of a reverse Christ story, because to me, the most interesting parts of the whole Jesus myth is the parts that show him being reluctant to accept this duty. You have Gethsemane when he's on his knees saying, like, hey, God, please pick somebody else to do this. I would really rather not. And then his last words on the cross, it is finished. Like, finally, I'm done. But with this,
We did it right.
and like we sort of skip between those two options, like those two moments. Like we get the story between, but it's written in that very mythical way that old stories used to be, like this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Whereas with this, we get a guy who's like eager and determined to do the thing that he's supposed to do, no matter what the cost to him, and we get to see every agonizing detail.
Yeah.
But you're just talking about the last episode, right?
Last episode and a half or so, yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I will like, if we're gonna go and try and praise Charlotte, like one thing that I will loosely praise is like Tenek earlier was like this show is like about nothing. It is. It's about like sacrifice and selflessness. Like there is a very thin line of a theme going through like Yu uses his powers very selfishly to start, and then he meets these people, and he grows and he changes. There's the whole conversation with the I don't even remember her name. The band.
The band, the blind lady.
Yeah, the band leader. Yeah. She talks about like sacrifice and what you have to give up for the things you want and stuff like that. The older brother, his whole power is like giving up his eyesight. Every time he uses it, like he's literally sacrificing his eyesight just to have a chance to be, free and not get dissected by the scientist, right? There's clearly like a little bit of a theme going on here. Is it good? I don't know. You can say, sure.
I just realized something, which is one of my biggest pet peeves in anime. I looked up the character's name. It's Sala Shane.
Who?
Sala Shane, the blind woman.
Oh.
Her name is Sarah.
Oh my god.
The katakana are Sa-ra, and they translated it as Sala. And this happens all the fucking time.
Oh, it's Zolo all over again. I don't know how we got here.
Like, I don't know if she's American or British or what. I forget. But her name is clearly Sarah Shane. But the dub and the sub, I assume, both translated it as Sala.
This reminds me of that absolutely infuriating thing that I noticed in Magi the Labyrinth of Magic, where there's a character named Titus. That's his name. That is his name. He is a reference to specifically Titus Andronicus. And the sub and the dub both pronounce it Titus, and I'm going to kill someone.
Oh.
I bet Titus
That's what they do in
Andronicus
Final
would love
Fantasy
that.
X.
Titus
The killing
Andronicus.
someone, or?
Anyway. Scrub, what did you like about Charlotte? Sorry, just going down the line, Tenek.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
What
did you like about Charlotte?
I liked hating it.
No, Scrub.
Is that...
I mean,
no, Scrub, that's not right.
I mean, why is it not right? Do you know how much fun it is to just like, the stupid reason why they can't time travel in the later half, and then the guy whose sole ability is time travel, whose sole motivation is to make a powerful enough organization that no one can hurt anyone. And then he says, yeah, by the way, this guy that was breaking the rules that could easily get us all killed, I knew the whole time.
But
I
Scrub,
stuffed him in because I'm nice.
But Scrub, you see, you understand the question I'm asking, and you're answering a different question on purpose.
I don't care. There's nothing redeemable that I liked about this show.
That is not true. And I think that each of us, to some degree, values the art of analysis. And I think
fine. I'll give one thing.
That it's very important to be able to delve deep enough into a show to say it did this right, because I think it's nearly impossible for something to do nothing right.
I'm still gonna be backhanded about it, but genuinely, I think this show kind of perfected the peak of like, I'm a 14-year-old boy and this is my story. This is my original story.
I get that idea.
I had the thought. It's like this whole show does feel like the first draft of a middle schooler.
Dude, exactly. This was the first draft. We are watching the first draft. There was no second draft. There were no additions. There were no revisions.
But that's not true. But that isn't true, because
what do you mean?
This is based on a visual novel. There is source material.
What?
No, there's source material. This isn't purely anime original.
Yeah.
So they had the opportunity to restructure this. The guy who did the visual novel was on the team for the anime.
Oh my gosh.
I think.
Wait a minute.
Actually, that would explain a little bit more.
It is like, the same creator.
So number one, if this story was
Clannad started as a visual novel too.
Suddenly, like, it's like a lot of shit makes a lot of sense. in the way of you have to be making decisions and discovering shit in a visual novel. When you are watching a show, you have to just wait for the characters to tell you what the fuck is going on. In a visual novel, like, direct exposition to the player is a whole lot less janky and weird, because, like, you know, it's like, it's about you looking in and actively, like, getting your little fingers in there. But if you are watching a show and characters turn to the camera basically and are like, this is how the world is, this is the existence that we are, god, I hate that line. Anyway, but, like, this is the existence that we are, etc., etc., suddenly it's like, what? Why are you talking like that, you know?
Okay. I was looking something up real quick, and I'm a little bit surprised to learn this isn't true. I don't know. In some ways I'm surprised, in some ways I'm not. Jun Maeda is the name of the author of the visual novel, or the author of the screenplay of the visual novel. Both Maeda, yes. Okay, that is correct.
He did the script too, I'm pretty sure.
Jun Maeda wrote the screenplay of the visual novel. And I sort of expected to see his name on the list of episode directors. Which
I don't think he isn't. He's not a director.
He is not.
No.
Which, I mean, makes sense objectively, because a screenwriter is not a director. But I just sort of got the feeling, you know?
He is credited as specifically the original creator, screenwriter, and I think scriptwriter too. Like, for the visual novel and the anime.
Oh,
well,
I see.
I mean, if you're adapting
if he's the script writer, then that's fine. That's close enough to what I had the feeling happened.
Oh, okay.
Charlotte TV series.
Yeah,
anyway, go ahead, Tenet.
I wanted to say I tried to look it up. I don't think a Charlotte visual novel. It says on MAL that the anime is original, and it doesn't seem like they ever adapted it into a visual novel. Like, nothing turns up.
Then what am I looking at? I must have
you're
accidentally
just
been reading the
looking into a
ChatGPT
Jumaeda
thing.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't trust ChatGPT.
Oh, we got duped.
I said accidentally.
We got duped.
Like the Google AI assistant, whatever the fuck you want, Gemini bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of hate that thing.
That's probably what
Okay.
happened.
So my theory of us watching the first draft of this actually still exists then.
Seems that
It's
way.
possible.
I do enjoy the, like,
possible.
raw, pure energy of, oh my gosh, this is so rough around the edges. It is just like it is bruisingly rough around the edges, and there's something very enjoyable about that to me.
Yeah, Jun Maeda wrote the screenplay and composed some of the music.
In general, okay.
Which, like, also, I don't know their names, but I did look this up. This show, like, obviously it was done by PA Works, the same as Angel Beats. It has the same producers on it, but a different director. And if you watch these shows back to back, like I did, there is such a fucking noticeable difference. It feels like they didn't try with Charlotte. Like, it feels like there was no attempt to be made. There's a couple shots where you're like, oh, that looks pretty, or like, oh, that's framed well. But like, it's so basic. It's so text. There's like, I can't even articulate how, like, just nothing in it.
Until
I mean, even compared to Angel Beat.
Until you get to that last episode and a half where they finally
Until the
realize
last
what they're
episode.
doing. Because there were a couple of scenes in that really stick out in my mind. Like,
Yeah,
when
I'm not gonna lie, the
when
last
he
episode is
lopes into the boardroom, just laughing maniacally, steals that power, and then
that
jumps
was
out the
great.
window
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, because he shoots
loved,
lightning
like,
out of the
his
guy's own
fucking,
body.
like,
That was
his mood swings as he, like, slowly started kind of, like, just crumbling.
And I
It was
love the
great.
Italian mobsters just shooting SMGs at him while he's sitting there, finally taking a nap with his big protection bubble around him. That was really funny. I want to read this paragraph from the Wikipedia article of Charlotte to you guys. This is the third paragraph of the intro to the article. Quote, Charlotte was praised for its unpredictability and evocative moments, but its pacing and structure have been criticized as inefficient.
Oh, really?
Really?
It has been described as approachable for a wide audience and for defying the moe anime stereotype.
What the fuck?
What the fuck does that mean?
Although the comedic
you're
elements have been
approachable to me?
criticized, overall they were lauded for offering relief from the serious moments. The thing that comedy does. The anime has been praised for its excellent animation and expressive cinematography.
They do not track those 3D shots well. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
This feels like someone is forced to come up with a Wikipedia article,
Mhm.
and it's just going, what the fuck do I put?
Mhm. So I'm glad we all agree. Tenik, what did you like about Charlotte?
I actually like Tomori. Like,
Okay.
I just think she's a likable character. I don't. I can't really pretend that she's deep or has like some kind of meaningful character. But I think at one point, for whatever reason, trying to what kind of dare Tomori would count as, and I kind of realized like I guess she doesn't really fit as anything. She's not that tropey by the numbers.
True.
I don't know. I mean, I just kind of like her attitude, her behavior. Like she's kind of bitchy, like a tsundere, but not too much. Like kind of cold, but not.
I'd call
Too
her a
cold.
kudere if I had to put her in one.
Yeah,
I
but
Really?
even that
think
like
you
that doesn't
made
really
untrophy
fit.
is
Yeah.
what you point that
I
out,
don't.
but-
I don't think that fits at all. Actually, I think
Yeah.
she's way more
And-
tsundere than kudere.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but
But
we
even
don't
that,
have to
like,
put her in
again-
one, so that's fine.
No,
Yeah, we don't have to
I'm
put her
just
in a
saying.
box. That helps.
Yeah.
And I think along with that, I just have to say I like that one gag, consistent gag she has with, where she just like calls him disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
fingerling. And like especially the facial expressions she has in those scenes. I think they're.
She just
funny.
crosses her arms in front of her. Turn off.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
I
good.
actually really disliked those jokes because to me, it was just an extension of the one joke I despised.
Same.
I also
Okay.
hated that joke a lot, like the most.
But I'm glad you
I
liked
think
it.
the visual element is like half the comedy. Like if it was just written comedy, then it really wouldn't be that funny. And I'm not blaming you for not finding it interesting. It looks funny, so I think it is funny.
I do agree with you though. I think she, out of the main cast, I liked her the most.
That's
Yeah.
crazy to
Well,
me.
I mean-
because, like when I first watched, like it's sort of like going for like the vast majority of the show. Watching it, I was like, I don't like this girl. Like I because like okay, I think the thing that made me like not particularly warm up to like to now was because she, how do I explain this? She's very much presented as like a character who is like good with calculation and strategy and making big swings accurately. You know what I mean? Like she's kind of a Columbo-esque character in a little bit, not exactly, but like she's presented that way a little. And the thing about it is that like the first scene we ever see her in, she says to the main character, "How could you have known he ripped that up when you were not looking?" And I'm like, "'Cause he has ears."
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like he has other senses other than sight,
Yeah.
ma'am. And like it's like, and like her, like the way in which she approaches situations is odd to me as well, because also she has a lot of moments that make me go, you just put that in to make her quirky, TM. Like the whole eating an entire meal on the subway and that never comes back. Like it's like, it's
Mhm.
not like she has food insecurity. That's never a part of
don't
her
remember
fucking
that at all.
character. And it's like, and like or like how like she's confronting a boy, like confronting that boy who has like the fucking fucked up perv superpower. I can't the photograph thing.
The,
You
you mean
Oh, yeah, yeah,
photography?
yeah.
The
Yeah,
photography.
and
Like,
they just decide to explain to him what the problem is in the worst possible way, where they essentially try to blackmail him first and then explain they all have superpowers, and the scientist TM will capture him.
The scientists.
a scientist. And it's like what when he's saying that like when she's talking to him, she gets all like she goes like, "Oh, you think I'm cute? Oh my gosh, guys, he thinks I'm cute," for like no reason, and this is never a thing that happens again or before. Why is she? You know what I mean?
I felt like that scene specifically, like that part was just trying to disarm him. I thought that was the purpose of that, but that
I suppose,
I
but
don't know.
like she's
I'm
never
just
been
saying. I'm
presented
just
as an
saying.
actress either. Like she's not good at acting.
I'm pretty sure it's just they're all inconsistent characters, and the author doesn't know how to write a consistent character.
I mean,
So it's like basically the first 2 episodes immediately made me go, okay, this is not a character that is actually like a character. This is just girl-shaped box to put words that the author wants the audience to hear into. Got it. Okay. Anyway, and then it was only like in like the very final bits of the show where I was like, wait, okay, hold on. Okay. If I throw away like notable sections of the show and just keep exclusively the stuff that is consistent about this girl, suddenly she makes sense.
I want to point out how funny it is that the ability is called thoughtography. I absolutely love when something becomes funny because some bit of slang enters the lexicon later.
Yeah,
like thought as a slur for woman did not exist at the time.
Oh my god, I didn't think of it that way at all. That's pretty funny.
And that was so funny.
That's really fucking funny. Literally, I would have never thought of that. That's awesome.
Well, I probably need to do some self-reflecting then, if I'm the only one who thought of that.
I don't know if I call it awesome.
What?
Just what Tom said. I don't know if I'd call it awesome.
No, it's hilarious.
No. Like, what is odd? When I like the fact that we have this really like thoughtography is a word that means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a superpower for a word that fucking doesn't exist and doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, 10 years later, it's turned into a fucking really fucking stupid pun on thought. Like,
no, you get photographs from your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's thoughtography.
Okay.
But they are,
obviously.
completely coincidentally, photographs of thoughts. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, I forgot to take my medicine this morning, so I'm going to go do that real quick and get another cup of coffee. We're going to call this Intermission. Everyone in chat, feel free to go get yourself some snacks, and we'll be right back.
1 hour intermission. Let's go.
I feel like intermission always implies that we're like halfway through, and we're only an hour in. And I'm like, God,
Yeah,
I have to talk about this show for another hour. Another 2 hours.
That's honestly incredible how for a show that I imagine we would have like so much to say.
It's sort of like I have a lot of thoughts, but I also don't want to monologue, because if I start monologuing, I'm over here like, no, I'm taking up too much conversational weight, and then everyone is going to hate me.
I mean, like, if we get to the point where like we have nothing else to say, and I feel like we're gonna get to that point today, then I think it's fine if you do it.
Literally, all of my thoughts are about how much better Angel Beats is. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
Tom, do you hate me
You
for
are
this?
exclusively just thinking Angel Beats.
I'm just wait. What did you say, Teddy? I'm sorry.
Do you hate me for this? Like everything I did for this month?
No.
Do you
I
hate
can't,
me for this?
I can't find it in my heart to hate anybody for making me watch TV. Like, that seems outrageous.
The only thing I've ever hated was being forced to watch Eromanga Sensei for this discussion.
All right. That's the show that I never finished. Okay, yeah.
Also,
after watching this, I'm going to retroactively bring my Eromanga Sensei score down. Number one, I didn't even finish the damn show, so I don't know why. I didn't even finish Eromanga Sensei.
you were very forgiving to Eromanga
I will
Sensei.
retroactively bring my score down.
You should not be forgiving of the pedophile anime.
No, you really shouldn't.
No, I know. It wasn't me being forgiving of it. It was me, like, kind of being like, I have a weird reaction to this show and I can't explain it. But I am bringing the score down retroactively, just to tell you.
I
But
think
why?
honestly,
Like,
I'm not even. Oh, go ahead, Tech. I'm sorry.
I just asked why. Like, what made you think like right now, after a year, after we watched it,
After
what made you
specifically watching
decide to do it now?
Charlotte, after watching Charlotte, I kind of had this moment of like, okay. I kind of straightened out a lot of stuff in my brain for like why I sort of score things the way that I score things. And like in my brain, I'm like, no, Scarlet. Charlotte is 100% something that I think makes sense to put at specifically a 6 because of like all of the varying factors in play, and also like all of the like my general principles about art. And I'm like, okay, knowing this, and also knowing that I didn't even fucking finish Aramanga Sensei, I'm gonna say that Aramanga Sensei probably sits at a 4.5 at the high. Like, comfortably at a 4.5, which is multiple points down.
Yeah, I like,
Yeah.
because Scrub said something in the chat, in the Discord chat, that was like, this is the second worst show that we've watched on.
Third worst.
Oh, third worst. Yeah, because you said Aramanga Sensei and Angel Beats. Yeah.
You know
to
what?
me,
You might be convincing me this is second worst and Angel Beats can go up.
dude, I mean, I know it's been a while since you've probably watched Angel Beats, but like, if watching these shows back to back is fucking eye-opening. Like, I'm not even gonna try and say that Angel Beats is fucking like as good as I remember it, or like even really good. Like, it's fun, right? It's fun, and but it knows what it wants to do, and it knows how it wants to get there. And fucking Charlotte doesn't. Charlotte doesn't know what it wants to do, and it's meandering through 50% of its runtime. With a show like Charlotte, like, I was literally like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, is this as bad as Eromanga Sensei? Genuinely, it's like, it's almost as bad as Eromanga Sensei. Eromanga Sensei was about a pedophile, and that was played as like comedic. And Charlotte is almost as worse as that.
I think that the thing that makes Charlotte notably better than Aramanga Sensei, it's not about the subject necessarily. It's about Aramanga Sensei feels like the author attempting to force the audience to come to a specific conclusion about how okay this whole situation is. Like they're trying to like they're trying to create a situation which is totally chill and fine. Trust me, bro. But but Charlotte really is just, I earnestly want to put this little guy through a blender.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
guess
I've seen shows about kids getting put through blenders, and let me tell you, if this is his attempt of that, really piss poor job, really bad job.
I see.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
We're
I'm
talking about
back.
kids getting put in blenders.
All right, that's fine. Sorry I took so long. My
You're
darling wife came back from the grocery, and I had to be a super manly husband and help her lift like a 40-pound
Of
box of
course.
cat litter,
Wow.
bring it into the house. For those of you who are not familiar with the correct system of measurement, 40 pounds is like 3-4 liters.
That's great.
It's like
So did
It's
you like
like
hurt
a
your back?
kilometer
You
and a
sound
half.
kind of winded.
What? No, I'm fine.
So reminds me of this one time I tried to pull a riser out of like I was trying to help the boys in the choir class to bring like the risers back from the stage back into like the place they were supposed to be, and I was not doing it. One of the girls in the alto section was like, "Do you need help?" And I'm like, ugh.
I just thought of a really
I
stupid joke.
rarely make attempts to prove my masculinity because I don't have that, but it felt, very much. You know, it had that sensation.
Mm-hmm.
We're like,
Oh,
no.
I do. No, you said one of the girls in the alto section came up, and my only thought was, "Do you need help?"
by the way,
yeah.
did
What
you
were we
mute
talking
us
about?
during the intermission, or
Huh?
were we just like? Did you mute us during the intermission?
Oh no.
Okay.
I hope
so
you didn't
chat
confess to
forgot.
any crimes.
Oh,
No.
well, I didn't, but Jams confessed to several.
That's all right.
They're not gonna find me. Anyway.
What were we talking about?
That's a good question.
Unfortunately, Charlotte.
The hit 2015
think-
classic.
Are we not still on Paranoia Agent?
I think did we get to Tom on the whole? We need to do one thing we actively liked about it. Did we get to Tom?
I
on that?
accidentally let Tom go first.
Oh right.
Tom,
right,
did you have another thing?
Well, I said it had themes.
Mm-hmm.
It had themes.
It had themes, contrary to what Tennig said. It has themes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of the themes, actually, because like, okay, so when I got through like the first 2 episodes, my brain jumped. You saw this in the Discord chat, but like my brain jumped over to this really specific Tumblr post that that was essentially like it's like that genre of character that like Mewtwo is. That's like the special character, the special character being experimented upon by the scientists DM, and I'm like my brain bopped over to that. And like specifically in this post, at the end of it, they connect the fact that genre of character is really popular with 12-year-olds with the fact that school kind of feels like that to a 12-year-old a lot of the time. It's just like, I am forced to be here. It is not fun. It is not pleasant. And they are telling me it is for my own good and the good of society. And also, I just hate it here and want to burn the whole place down. You know, like, that's the thing that 12-year-olds think. And so, in that and so like I connected that all the way back to this specific show, and it just made me really angry about the structure of its society. It's so unbelievable.
Doesn't make any sense.
In what way?
0 sense.
Like,
Tell me more.
Yeah, like I don't think I actually got that. Try just here. Like, what's unbelievable about this being secret?
Scientists would not torture kids if they had superpowers that went away on adolescence, and each of them was unique.
Sure.
Like, it's
I wouldn't
like,
call
there
that
wouldn't be
structure
any
of
use of it?
society, but
there's multiple layers of unbelievability about this. Number one is like the fact that it is a known thing within the government TM, and like it's a known thing in like shadowy circles TM, which is just like they do not define who these shadowy circles are beyond there's organized crime and there's scientists and there's the government. Don't worry about it.
don't forget about the terrorists.
Oh my god.
Japan will get involved with the terrorists.
Terrorists.
Don't say it like that.
All right, I won't
like,
say Japan like that.
Hold on. What was it? I can do this. Right. So like, it's like
there's
these
these secretive
groups all
groups.
know about the whole children with superpowers thing, and they are somehow successfully keeping this secret from the general public. No, the fuck they're not. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he did not know that any other kids with superpowers existed at all, even though this has been going on for a minimum of 5 years since the last like brush with the comet. The comet comes by like every few hundred years. This should have been like a more documented thing, that like this should have been like a thing that people understood better, and it also should have like reshaped the flow of history a little more, because they connected the witch hunts to this, and I need you to understand how angry that makes me, because the witch hunts are connected to the fucking Maleficus Maleficarum written by one dude who was salty about being kicked out of a fucking city. He wrote that. It's like 90% fear-mongering by volume, and a bunch of people freaked the fuck out, and anyone in their community that was like either already ostracized or who would be convenient for other people to ostracize because they had a vendetta against them or whatever, or because they were Jewish. And it's like, you know, like, because of this, a lot of people died and were burned at the stake. And this show says, yeah, so the reason the witch hunts happened is because some people had superpowers, and it's like, no!
This is just Madoka Magica, right?
No, okay, listen. Madoka Magica's world building actually, I think, holds up very well, because it implies that, like, a lot of, like, like I once saw someone be like, Monica Magica is misogyny because it implies that every like advancement of human technology was made at the expense of like a girl giving up her soul. And I'm over here like, no, the idea here is that every like major advancement in human society, like we know that that could have happened without the incubators, but this is a universe in which it happened because like even if the incubators were not here, we know for a fact people would have wished for the polio vaccine. But in the Madoka Magica universe, it is like essentially canonical that there is probably a magical girl responsible for the polio vaccine. And like the setting
Joanna
itself is very,
Salk.
like Joanna Salk. The setting itself is also very like near futuristic. Like the world, like it's like it's got like weird anachronistic neo-futuristic elements in the set design and world building in a lot of different places. So we know this is not like normal Earth, right? So it's like it doesn't make sense to say that Madoka Magica is doing the same thing that Charlotte is doing, because in Madoka Magica, like Joan of Arc was a magical girl and she was burned at the stake, but Joan of Arc, the person historically, was burned at the stake because she was like politically a problem for the English, you know? Like, so
Yeah.
No,
and like
it was because she wore
I don't
pants.
get the point.
it's 'cause she, oh my gosh. And so like it's like, but in Charlotte, they say the people had powers. The point of the witch hunts was that nobody had magic powers. In fact, it was heresy in the church for a long time to believe that any magic outside of God existed.
The Bible has magic outside of God in it.
What?
The Bible has magic
No.
outside of God in it.
Yeah, but it was still heresy
I'm
in
not
the
sure about
Catholic
that. Well,
Church.
Yeah, I mean, but
I
yeah,
guess
at any
I'm
point,
thinking
like,
of the Book of Job.
James is right.
I'm thinking of the Book of Job, and I guess Satan did all those things with God's permission.
This is
Yeah,
true,
exactly.
Might have been a
I mean, he's
warlock
just an angel,
situation.
right?
Yeah, it's like evil wizards were also an interesting piece of
Angels
a
are
Like,
just
just
God
hearing
warlocks, yeah.
like might have been a warlock situation
It doesn't matter.
in that
What?
regard.
What?
Sorry, repeat that?
Scrub?
Just hearing that might have been a warlock situation in regard to God and Satan.
All clerics are warlocks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Even-
bet Job would have
Even the
hated Charlotte,
clericist
too.
cleric of
But
all,
look,
Satan.
James, before you continue your rant, I just want to say something. I think this is, yeah, I mean, it is kind of stupid in comparison to real history, how Charlotte is saying, oh, okay, those witches were actually, like, people with powers. That's obviously stupid, and you could say it's offensive to like, the people who got burned for doing nothing. But, I like, it doesn't matter. Like, in the canon of the show, those people had powers because of the comet, and they were ostracized as witches.
Except that the people who
That-
got
that's
burned in
all
the
that
witch
matters,
hunts
right?
largely were not teenagers.
Yes, that too.
I mean, that's
And-
just another contrivance.
Sure.
Like, that doesn't really matter as far as, like, Charlotte
Like,
itself.
I
goes,
agree
right?
that it doesn't
My
really
problem-
matter, but all the more reason not to put in a retroactive justification for burning people alive.
My problem with this contrivance is that it essentially is saying, like, that. Okay. So, my problem with this contrivance is that it's happening in conjunction with the thing that I said about how he does not know that this phenomenon. He, middle child who lives in modern Japan,
You.
does not know that this is a phenomenon that has happened before, and that other people exist currently who have superpowers. He does not know they exist, even though it is a global phenomenon, for one thing. And like it's insane to me. Like, that's what I mean by the society doesn't make sense, because there are people who, when they learn they have a superpower, they are immediately very vocal and open about it, and they're in like news stories. And there are some people who would be like, I don't know, I don't trust like whatever's going on here, or like what this would be like even if it's just like 2% of all children on the planet, that's so many children. And it's like that it's impossible to keep that under wraps for longer than like 6 months. and this has been going on for 5 years. And so that's what I mean when I don't believe this shows society. I don't believe that any group of humans could keep that secret for that long, let alone multiple groups of humans across the globe.
Especially if this happens every few hundred years, to the degree where there are like 30 of them in this town in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, there's way more than 30. They have a whole school of potential users.
Yeah.
Users and potential users.
I guess if you count the potential users, there are like a few hundred at least. Nearly
just
1,000
located in that
like.
School, like, or in that like tiny
in
area.
one school
that's also
in Japan. Yeah.
Like that's also why it doesn't make any fucking sense that he traveled the entire world in less than 2 years, or roughly maybe just about 2 years, because he's still a first year when he leaves, and they're still in high school when they come back, or when he comes back, because Tomari wakes him up and she's in a high school uniform. So clearly they're still in high school.
I'm assuming that he absorbed some powers that made it easier and faster.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing in episode 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gets more powerful, it gets easier to do his job.
But the fact that it is the entire globe, like, I find that, like, you could maybe wipe out, even if you were wiping out a couple, like, 100, like 200 a day, which seems completely unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would take you still multiple years.
Yeah, 200 a day.
To travel.
We'll say there are 1,000 in Japan. Japanese population. There are... How many people live in Japan? Just give me that answer. How many people live in Japan? 124 million. So if there are 1,000, then that is... Let me open my calculator for what is some fairly simple math.
I would think there's more than 1,000.
But let's just assume that this school contains all of them in Japan.
Yeah,
divided by 1,000. It's 124,000. That's 1 in every 124,000 people. How many people were on Earth in 2015? 7.4 billion.
Yeah.
7,442,000,000, and we will call it there. Divided by 124,000. That's 60,000, roughly, of these people in the world. You do 200 a day. It'll take you roughly a year to get them all done.
What?
Okay. All right.
So seems good. The numbers check out.
The math.
The numbers that we made up.
200 a day. Which,
If we're
I don't know if
They
you can do
check
that
out.
Okay, all right. Sure, fine. We'll go with that mathematical exercise.
So get fucked,
whatever.
Tom. You got mathed.
Can we talk about, just because we're talking about like world building and like, but just like the internal logic of the show itself does not make any sense.
Sure.
This comet passes by and sprinkles magic pixie dust on the population, and children who, they say the reason that adolescents get it is because they get powers when they are at their most vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
What about like the elderly? What about people who
Babies.
have like immunocompromised disease? What about babies? Like,
I think they mean like emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the
like
pixie
people
can
are
tell if
emotionally
you're
vulnerable
psychically
throughout their
vulnerable.
entire lives.
Like, I guess I'm just speaking for myself, but I'm significantly more stable now than I was when I was 14 or 15.
Okay,
I'm
but what
also
about like
Same.
what
People
about
now
like
than I was when I was 7,
autistics?
what's the point?
What about like autistics who
Yeah.
are like, some people are like mentally trapped at 14 even though they're 35.
Hold on
like,
a second.
What about
Hold on,
these
I'm
words?
doing more math.
Very carefully right now.
How many
hold on.
people? What is the rate of autism in the population? Because this math is about to get crazy if this works out.
Oh my gosh, okay.
In the US, about 1 in 31 children have autism. That's 3.2%. Let me open
Oh,
my
that's almost
calculator.
1%.
Calculator. 7,422,000,000 times
This is what the 18 people here
0.032.
came to
All
see.
right. All right, it's 237 million. We're good.
Wait, there's one other thing.
Yeah.
Because you gotta also, like, people with, like, let's say, a personality disorder are also pretty vulnerable. And I know that studies have shown that DID takes up about 2% of the world population.
Okay.
So you gotta plug that in, too.
It will not be significantly
Okay,
lower
but-
than 3%.
Can I stop this for a moment? I think we're taking the quote-unquote explanation given by all the science, man, maybe a bit too seriously. Like, it doesn't seem
This
like
is
it's
the
anything
explanation
actually, like,
I'm
contrary
sorry.
to
It's of the
That
show,
part is
Tenic.
Hold on. Let's
Seriously.
let Tinnick explain.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing, like, it's about vulnerability, and that's, like, obviously ambiguous. Because, obviously, the actual mechanics of the show is that it affects, like, pubescence or prepubescence, or maybe it just affects, like, actual children, and then, like, it only takes, like, until you start puberty to actually take effect. It doesn't
Like,
matter,
puberty is
because,
like
like, the point
germination.
is... Yeah, something like that. At any rate, like, it's-
universe.
I think it's clear, like, that the mechanics are supposed to involve, like, this specific age group, and this is just, like, the writer being unable to, like, give a good reason for why they want their thing to have, like, teenagers with superpowers.
Dude, you can
Which is,
literally
like,
just say,
the
you
Doylist
can
reason.
literally just say, this only affects teenagers for some reason, we don't know why. It doesn't have to be like, oh, because people are the most vulnerable at the, because that's so nebulous, that could mean fucking anything.
Also,
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
interesting thematic
tiny
avenue that connects
it's a
to my
tiny
little
detail.
YouTube thing.
That has really large implications and collapses the logic of the show.
But,
Like-
you see, it only has large implications because, like, you're trying to interpret it in a deeper way. You're not trying to interpret it in a, okay, this
We're
is just,
not
like,
trying to
sloppily
interpret it in a
include-
deeper
Trying to
way, we're-
interpret it at all, man.
We're trying to use
Yeah,
logic.
exactly. You shouldn't try to interpret it. It's stupid. It's obviously really stupid and unclear.
It's not in a deep way. It's just at all.
I'm trying to interpret it in a deeper way, but just for fun. I'm just plugging some math in here and seeing if there are any fun coincidences.
We're doing these.
Let's see, does the math? Yep, that's math.
Sure does math.
Math.
Love me some math.
Mathing out.
See, I'm
just
gonna take
think-
this opportunity because I have to take this opportunity whenever I get it to praise Worm.
Where?
Oh,
Yes,
go read
Worm. Because in Worm, the definitive superhero web serial where teenagers get superpowers based on their emotional trauma, the powers only go to teenagers because teenagers are typically emotionally dysregulated, and the powers are sentient and want to make people fight each other to make the powers better. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
they
That's
go
like
to
that.
emotionally dysregulated people in the prime of their physical lives.
That's pretty cool. Nifty.
So just shouting out Wildbow there.
Mm-hmm.
We may continue.
All right, so like,
And go.
if families have their children suddenly disappeared away from them by scientists, or like they are coerced by like scientists with money to just give up their children to them, which is the thing that happened with Now's mom, I think. It's like she, I don't know, she was like it was very vague. Now never went back to her mom. I assume because she holds a grudge about the whole situation, but also like that nothing ever comes of that. But like it's like there is now like a class of person in this society that is somehow just okay to disappear off the map, which it happened. That is also a thing that happens in real life, to be fair. But it's very sudden is the thing. Suddenly, this class of random teenagers that could be from literally anywhere at any time and could be doing anything and could have any powers, like they could be any kind of fixture in their community, or they could just straight up be like random homeless kids. And like the idea that they are being disappeared by scientists, TM, and this is not a thing that is considered a problem is weird, right?
I mean, James, there's not a single parental adult authority figure in the entire series.
Yep.
Like, this show is completely
Yes, there
centered
is.
around teenagers. Who?
Tomori's mom. I mean, the whole point in that plot is that Tomori's mom sells them out, I assume because, like, financial problems, or, like, she didn't think the scientists were that untrustworthy. But at any rate, she gives away her 2 children to the
She is not
the scientists.
She is not in the show actively. She was in a backstory.
Yeah.
So, in the show, in the goings on of the plot, there is not a single adult parental authority figure.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Scientist man?
Sala.
Sala is not an authority figure.
Okay.
She's not an authority figure.
Kumagami.
Or a parental figure either. Kumagami is a peer.
The god of the Bible.
He's not in this.
Our Father who art in heaven.
That would be the name. Our Father who art in heaven.
The Alpha and the Omega, all right?
The
Yeah.
Alpha and the Amoeba. This has been a productive anime club.
We like to have
We
fun
have
here.
fun here. All right.
Funny.
Look, you brought up Job earlier, and the only thought that I had was that he probably would have hated Charlotte. He would have forsaken God if he had to watch Charlotte.
Job would have hated Charlotte. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
We still
Yeah,
have
we get to the end of the anime club. It's like, yeah, I would have given this a Job would have hated it out of 10. For my rating, I just need to think what would Job do?
What would Job
here?
do?
What would have Job have done? He
Would
have
this have
forsaken
caused
God
Job
for
to
something this
forsake
bad?
God?
I think yes.
I learned this acronym in church once. It's like JOY, the order that you should put your priorities. So it's like Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. And so I'm thinking, what is the Job acronym? Jesus first, others seconds, and I don't fucking know.
Bussy.
Oh my God.
I'm
And
gonna
you can
throw
clip
up.
that soundbite.
Anyway, so how did this become us talking about Bible obliquely?
Charlotte's just that boring.
Yeah, we would
There's
rather talk
nothing
about the
wrong.
Bible.
loves to name drop God.
There's literally
Yeah.
nothing here.
Welcome to
I
welcome to the
Club.
Charlotte Anime Club, where we would rather spend an hour talking about the Bible.
Uh,
Out of 10.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
if I may
Yeah, you may.
bring up something to complain about.
Mhm.
The relationship between Tomari and you is probably one of the most unsatisfying things I've ever seen in my life.
Well, yeah, I've never
Like-
met Tamari.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a
In
romance.
terms of-
I completely
All
forgot.
right, okay. I knew someone was gonna do it. I knew someone was gonna do it.
You can count on me, Tom. I've got your back.
Look, if it wasn't you, it was gonna be me.
Well, no, Yu's not gonna do anything in this anime club. He's not real.
I'm gonna throw a fit.
A fit against Misa.
Use on first.
Are you gonna do this now?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
Jokes.
Kumagami.
We I hate Tomari, and what is his actual Otosaka? Is that his real name?
Yu Otosaka, yeah.
Okay. I hate their relationship so much because it the reason why I hate it, right? Because it doesn't even end in a satisfying way. Even if it was like in stories like this, where it's like the hero is off and he's doing everything in an attempt to get back to his loved one, the person he loves the most. Yes, right. It at least generally ends when there is a happy ending. It ends with like a reward, right?
Sure.
That reward is normally a kiss or some type of physical affection at all. right?
Yeah, she didn't even put out when he got back.
We
0 out of 10
we
show.
don't even, dude. Literally, we
God.
don't even get like a smooch. I could literally just give him a smooch, dude. How fucking better of a scene would it have been where he is like, "I'm sorry, I don't remember you," and she goes like, "Oh, well, maybe this will jog your memory," and then give him a smooch.
See,
Like,
you're
it's
absolutely
an easy scene
right.
to write.
You're
It's
absolutely
an easy
right.
scene.
Not satisfying
I
at all.
have
No, go ahead.
I have
Square.
a suggestion, Tom. What if hear
Yeah.
me out on this?
Oh, I'm
We
listening.
had several characters explicitly state that these two would make a good couple and that they should kiss. Would that change your mind?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, actually, Tom, because she does specifically point to him with one finger and say, "I am your lover."
Look, man.
Oh, that's in the last episode.
Yeah.
Well,
I am
yeah, that's what I'm talking
somehow
about.
How is
your
that
lover.
not? How is that not the same as giving him a quick little smooch? You know?
It's not.
I don't
the
know what
same
happened to my
because
enunciation there. Give me a quick smooch.
It's not the same because functionally,
Tom,
her
I'm being
saying that
facetious.
doesn't. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I understand, Tom.
I'm very easily.
I'm not
rage
that
baited
socially
when
inept.
I
I have a
so
wife.
easily rage baited.
I'm married. I have a wife.
Okay, okay, but Tom, I want to ask you something. Is that fine?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
is your biggest problem with
absolutely.
this romance just like that the payoff in the last episode sucks? Or is
No,
it
I mean the
anything
whole
actually
thing.
more?
The whole thing is like, I mean, they like renege on like one of the most important things in their relationship, which was that she stayed with him through his like depressive episode, and then he goes back in time, and then none of that happened. So like the thing that is like even making me buy into their relationship is immediately gone. Like it doesn't exist in this timeline anymore. But all of a sudden, like she's like totally willing to be in love with him. So like that is, I think, the most damning thing. But I'm just saying, even at the end, they couldn't write the easiest scene possible. It is like the most gimmies of gimme, and they fail completely. They give the tiniest little like, oh yeah, we're like lovers, okay, yeah, whatever, okay, show's over.
I at
Go
least
home. You can
appreciate
leave
that
now.
they tried to do something different.
Like by
do you
not kissing?
Yes. I don't think it worked,
What does that matter?
but it was at
They
least
just give you nothing
unique.
instead. That's a compliment, I guess.
Sure. See, this is an interesting conversation to me personally, because the way you framed it, saying this is a story about someone who was away from his home for a very long time, wanting to get back to the person he loves most, and so it should have a happy ending. I've spent the last month or so completely obsessed with Epic the Musical, and we can talk about whether or not it is actually good in a very long time, for a very long time. But Epic the Musical is a musical rendition of the Odyssey, and it really puts an emphasis on Odysseus being in love with Penelope and wanting to get back to Penelope specifically. And the whole through line of Epic is the way Odysseus changes as a person from this fairly reasonable guy to someone who has been through so much that he kills anyone in his way as soon as they come across his path. He becomes an absolute monster. And when he gets back home, kills the 108 suitors and like embraces Penelope, completely drenched in blood. He is a different man. And yet they still kiss, and she just accepts him with open arms as soon as he gets back. So they get that happy ending, and my biggest criticism of Epic is the surprisingly happy ending.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
I
weird
mean, the
to me
Greeks are
to be
pretty
looking at
violent,
Charlotte
so-
and thinking, yeah, this is a similar story, and it did need the happy ending.
Okay, so in that case, I've only listened to so much Epic because
Mhm.
I don't you know,
Because it's not all that good.
it's fine.
It's fine.
The stuff that I've listened
It's
to of
catchy.
it is like literally it's fine. Yeah,
It's really
catchy,
impressive
fine.
that it was made by one dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I have no strong feelings on it. Whether people think it's good or bad, I literally do not. I think the idea alone of Odysseus coming back covered in blood and her like still accepting him even though he is a completely different person is a good comparison. The
Mhm.
problem is that I don't know if Epic the Musical is supposed to, like, is framing it as a wholesome happy ending, like, is because, like, in Charlotte it is literally, oh, you're back and now we can make new memories and everything will be fantastic and we can go have fun and yay, everything's good. Like, is there any tinge of nuance to Epic? Because in Charlotte there's
Yes.
none.
Well, yeah.
It's like, okay,
no,
so
I'm not
in
trying
the
to
song
compare
where
the
they-
two directly. I'm just saying,
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
it's interesting to me to be saying, yeah, this needed a happy ending when I have spent the
This
last, like,
needed a
month
happy-
or so saying that a similar story is made worse by its happy ending.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it's because, like, putting Odysseus in a blender and putting Middle Child into a blender is very different, because Middle Child he's a 14-year-old boy. Well, 15, he's a 15-year-old boy who turns 16 just before he goes on this long-ass quest. And he made this promise, and in making this promise, like, it's sort of like, the fact that he made the promise in and of itself is the thing that kind of kept him tethered to reality for a long time. Like, he forgot who she was and what the promise was and why he promised it, but he sees that object and there's something deep in the back of his mind that goes, you are not losing that. You are not losing this one thing, okay? And then he gets back to her, and it's like, the idea that the promise would not mean anything even after he got back is, like, too much. But with Odysseus coming back to Penelope, it's like, him coming back to Penelope is like this long, arduous journey that has changed him, and the idea is that that shit sucked. And it's like, how do I explain? Because, like, the original Odyssey is a very different story as well, and I haven't listened to all of Epic yet. But, like, the idea of Odysseus changing into a monster is very different from the idea of you losing everything that made him the same person, because Odysseus is still the same person. Penelope says to him, it's like only my husband would know that, so I guess that makes him you, huh? So, like, so it's like this idea that, like,
yeah, she directly challenges the idea that anybody could ever become a different person, which is interesting.
Or, like, it's the idea that, like, the person that you were before doesn't exist anymore. Like, and it's like, with you, the person he was before does not appreciably exist anymore. Maybe he will start existing again, but we don't know that. Because the show ends on that really saccharine, like, note of, like, we can make new memories. And, like, I like that because the idea is that it doesn't matter if the person he was before is gone forever, because now that he has fought the good fight, he can come back and it is safe. It
because
is safe
who would
again.
want him to?
What?
I actually
Because who would
kind
want
of,
him to still exist?
I actually kind of don't like that idea of how saccharine, because if the whole show, well, I'm not going to say the whole show, but if a through line of the show is supposed to be sacrifice and the consequences that come from sacrifice, saying I've lost all my memory, but it doesn't matter because we can now make new ones. It's like, then was the how bad was the sacrifice?
I don't know. I think
I mean, it's still pretty bad.
If we're
Like,
not,
he forgot the reason why he
guess.
fell in love with her in the first place.
I think it's
but he
mostly
didn't.
saying,
But he didn't.
like, we're looking at this and we see a guy who has literally sacrificed absolutely everything about himself. He has sacrificed himself. He's gone. And the show is saying, despite all this sacrifice, you can still go on and still be happy. Like, it was all worth it. So, I don't know. I don't think that's contradictory. I don't think it's what I would have done, but I'm not a writer.
I guess that's a better way to put it, because in my head it was probably, you've sacrificed everything, you're a completely different person now, but things can go back to the way they used to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's explicitly saying things can go back to the way they used to be. Just things can still be good.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's kind of explicitly saying the opposite, because you've been harping on this whole thing about them saying, like, we can make new memories now. Like, the past doesn't matter so much.
Well, I guess that's fair. But they were making. I mean, the whole thing was that they were making new memories to begin with.
Mhm.
They just weren't as bad.
True.
Like new happy memories.
Mm-hmm.
His memories of his trauma before are now gone,
Yeah, that's fair.
and so he is as a person.
There's something that I want to talk about before we get too deep into this discussion. It's a minor thing. It's not going to take very long. I just want to talk about Best Girl. Box cutter middle schooler.
Oh, her.
I want to talk about the middle school girl with the box cutter.
I was not expecting this, but at the same time, I was expecting something to go weird.
I forgot about her.
I want to talk about the
forgot
middle
she-
school girl who is scorned.
Scorned middle schooler.
Brings a
Maybe
box
the
cutter to
most-
school and attempts the Japanese equivalent of a school shooting.
Maybe the most not a real character I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Like, I
Definitely.
felt like I was watching Magical Girl Sight for a second.
It's like the thing that really got me about that character is that like the first time you see her, like she's reacting poorly to the fact that Angel, whose name I've forgotten,
Angel!
I'm gonna call her Angel.
It's a metaphor, you see.
Okay.
She's reacting poorly to Angel not being in class, and it's like, okay, why are you reacting so vitriolically towards her not being in class? And then she glares at her older at middle child, and I'm just like, okay, so does she blame him for her not being in class? Because like she came with the other two to visit, like to visit her, and then it's like does she blame him? What the heck is that look about? And then we find out that she is secretly blindingly jealous of this girl who has stolen the attention of her boy, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That does not connect. Those things don't connect. The thing that connects even less is him is middle child immediately clocking like that glare means that she was the one who caused the collapse to happen. What do you mean?
So, I like how you harped on her taking a look at her boy, because I wanted to just focus on this for a second. I don't mean to diss the riz of a 12-year-old. But can we just think about this boy, this specific boy, for a second?
I wanted
this
that
boy-
one clip.
Is this boy worth cutting someone in your middle school? Like, you
Okay,
look
to
at
be
this
fair,
boy and think, yeah, you've drawn his attention away from me and my life will never be the same. Get box cut.
Just a sentence. To be fair, I don't think 12-year-old girls are a paragon of rationality.
Sure. Like, I guess I shouldn't.
They're also not murderers.
I'm kind of
Yeah, I
lost,
mean,
but
that's
didn't
stupid.
something like that
That's
actually happen in
one-sided.
Japan with a box cutter? I can't keep track of other countries' school-related tragedies.
Tragedies.
Yeah. I have far too many to keep up with here.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't mean to diss this 12-year-old girl's romantic tastes. Just if I were a 12-year-old girl and I were to think of a boy who was worth bringing a box cutter to school for, I don't think he would be close to the top of my list.
Nope.
Dude, the whole plot line is so random. It feels so out of nowhere that it's like,
Well, how else are they gonna
Maybe.
get the child to use the stress ability?
Yep.
maybe he's worth it. We don't know. I mean, shit. He
Like,
could
I-
be.
Also, we need to point out that the sister is not interested in this Rizless boy.
Yeah. No,
Like,
not at all.
she's not stealing him away from her.
That's the
He's
point,
just kind of like glancing in her direction now and again, and that is enough. Like, she has to die.
He did ask her out directly.
Yeah, but she
fair.
said no.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
also true.
any... I realize this is a contradiction, but any self-aware 12-year-old girl should know that this is the point where you just swoop in there and be like, hey, dear friend of mine, it sucks that you got rejected. Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to, like, maybe sit on the couch together and, like, have a heart-to-heart with me?
Not only
Me?
did she reject him, she rejected him again and then ran away from that confrontation, and that's when the girl with the box cutter pulled up on her.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
He got rejected twice.
And she is just letting this golden opportunity slip through her fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl.
Like, I guess I
Yeah,
shouldn't
I don't agree with your
overestimate...
taste, but get your boy.
I shouldn't overestimate her, like, cogent response to emotional stimuli here. Clearly she's got something going on that's affecting her, like, situational assessment.
She's a yandere. You can say it.
That wasn't the word I was gonna use, but yeah.
Are you using yandere as a clinical term?
Well, no.
Yeah,
but...
yonderism. It's in the DSM-5.
I guess if that's the way it came off.
Yonderistic disorder. I have psychologist friends.
But anyway, okay, so we're
Can I
talking
say
about
something
romance and
about
everything.
this?
Yeah,
Oh,
Tenek,
sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, like, I just find it, like, so obviously, like, everything that happens in episode 6 is this incredibly edgy compared to everything that happened. Like, it happens just so his sister can die, so that can be, like, super sad, so you can have the next episode that's gonna be super sad. And then all of that's gonna get walked back on with the time travel,
Mm-hmm.
which,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the
He's just
foremost
finding
things in this show that makes me think, like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even say the show is theory-based, like Angel Beats, like what I assume Clannad is, or
Mhm.
Clannad After Story.
Oh yeah.
Because
it
there's
absolutely
only
is.
this one major death, and that's, like, erased later in the plot.
Mm-hmm.
What are they thinking?
Actually, there's two major deaths. You're forgetting
Kumagami.
about their older brother's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
No, that doesn't count. He's a side character. Like, he matters so little that, like, the main character actively thinks about in the last
I
say that.
About
remember.
what?
and just says that, like, it's not important enough. Like, it's more important to, like, value his side.
Yeah, like, the main character does explicitly choose not to go back in time and save Kumagami.
Yeah.
That's true. That is bonkers that they made that choice.
That is so stupid.
I did
why
like
did
how
you-
they
No,
called
you don't
him
understand. If he does that, he'll really lose his humanity, guys.
He'll
Doing
really
drugs.
have to get slightly stronger glasses, guys.
Gosh. It's like, okay. And then also, okay. My thing about now one of his eyes is ruined, so he can't use the time travel power.
Mhm.
No! You said the way the time travel power works is you take in all of the light with your eyes, and then you blink backwards in time, which doesn't completely make sense, but, like, okay, so the idea is that, like, the speed of light is also the speed of time. I don't fucking know. And so the idea is you're going backwards through light. And by doing that, you are fucking up your eyes.
Mhm.
So would it not then make sense to just say, so he can only do it, like, half
A
as
little
much
bit.
as his older brother could? Like, as in, like, before he goes blind. Like, now it's like, oh no, we are on a time crunch now that that eye is gone.
I
Does
think
that make sense?
I think the idea is that one eye by itself can't gather enough light to do it. Like, there's a threshold of light you need. But that doesn't make
Oh,
any
I think-
sense because the
I think
older
I
brother.
know.
Yeah, okay. The older brother.
I think I.
Go ahead.
No, I think, okay, I don't have a lot to say, so I think the idea is just that the author decided you need two eyes, so you need two eyes.
Well, yeah,
End
if
of
you want to get
story.
into the Doylist explanation and be boring about
You want
it.
to be boring.
But
Let's
yeah,
be
go
boring.
on. What's your Watsonian reason?
My Watsonian reason is that, well, this isn't a reason, it's a contradiction, actually. The total amount of, like, clear eyesight in that one eye has to be better than the total amount of clear eyesight in both eyes the last time the older brother time leaped.
before he went blind. Yeah.
Right. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that
It's
makes
not
sense.
about, like, receiving more light. So what is it about?
Like,
If it's
no matter
Is it
how
that
bad your
every
eyesight
time-
is, you receive the same amount of light.
Yeah, Like, also, okay, all right. Did they remove his eye, or it was just that he could not open it?
I don't really know.
I don't.
Like,
That doesn't really make it.
I
doesn't really make any
it's
sense
saying, like,
either.
the optic nerve was damaged and therefore cannot be replaced. Otherwise, it's stupid.
Like, I don't really understand, and this is just a lack of my medical knowledge. I'm not saying that it's a contradiction or anything. I don't understand what happens when people lose an eye and they just keep that eye shut forever. If they don't have an eye patch or anything, they just keep it closed. Is that like a conscious choice? Or do they just get used to walking around like this all the time and it opens if they're surprised or something? Or is
Generally,
that
it's
and
only
they can't?
It's a matter of nerve damage when it comes to the eyelid.
Like, do they sew it shut?
They
for
don't
the
sew
sake
it
of
shut.
the wound not getting infected?
Yeah.
They don't sew it shut. Usually, eyes are open. That's why we have glass eyes to put in an empty socket.
Mm-hmm. But like you see them, you see at least characters in anime who lose eyes. You see them walking around just with their eye closed.
Usually, that's not the case. They would just have a blind eye, and they'd be able to open their eyelids just fine.
Mm-hmm. But this one has a badass scar over the eyelid, so we have to keep it closed.
Well,
Even though, I don't know, I think a scar going through the actual eyeball would be pretty cool looking. No? Okay.
Yeah.
But they would have to animate that.
His iris split in two.
Oh, you mean he gets to have a special eye?
Yeah!
I have a friend who is so into anime characters who have special eyes. Like, he plays it up as a bit, but it is a real adoration.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, so he's
no,
real good.
He is a big fan. Anyway, what else is there to talk about?
Did you see the comment that Pixel View wrote just now?
I did see that. I didn't really know how to respond to it, but I see you, Pixel
There's
View.
not a way to respond to that.
What is the comment?
We'll acknowledge you, Pixel
That
View.
apparently the actual girl in the case of taking a box cutter to school to slice up her romantic rival had Asperger's. I'm considering that just a baseless rumor, and I don't want to spread it. But
I see.
I don't know anything about this case.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't consider it a symptom of Asperger's. I consider it a symptom of.
What do you mean you don't consider taking a box cutter to school to slice open a 12-year-old's throat a symptom of Asperger's? Yeah, I would hope not.
Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. I mean that in the sense of I don't blame that sort of situation on the Asperger's syndrome.
Of course not.
I blame it on something like, I don't know, faulty education system or parents that are letting this child do that.
I don't think anyone gave her permission to take a box cutter to school.
I'm not. You are making this way harder to talk about than there's any right.
You knew what you were getting into.
All right, I'll just stop talking then.
There. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I still have like my brain is still like circling in circles about the fucking the boyfriends. We agree they're boyfriends, right? I'm not crazy.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
James,
cool.
he calls him Pooh. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know how necessarily to like. It's like I don't know how to process this. It's like it feels very, very you're gay is almost, but not exactly. But like and also I don't know. I don't have any commentary. I don't have any deeper thoughts on it. I'm just like they're gay.
Yeah.
And that's worth commenting on.
Yeah, I like acknowledging the gay boys too.
Mm-hmm.
They're grand, delightful. Legitimately, their relationship was more compelling, like, within, like, 2 minutes than Middle Child and Camera Girl were through the entire show.
Oh, fuck off. Now you're, like, going off to...
No,
I mean it.
Tenek, I literally agree with that.
Yeah, same. I do think they had
don't.
more chemistry.
Yeah!
What? I mean...
The gay boys are way better than this fucking hetero slop, okay? Like...
Like, like, not interpreting them as a couple in any way, I do think that their character dynamics were just a lot more fun to watch and a lot more engaging than anything that you and Now had.
You and Now.
I mean, okay, like, now that I think about it, maybe I can... But I think that says more about how bland the pairing is, more so than how, like, this is...
Yes, of course.
fun.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we're not
That's
saying
what
that
we're
these
saying.
two boys had
These two
anything
have
super
2
special.
minutes.
I could just tell they were bros. And I never got that impression from the two main characters.
Yeah.
Like, with the two main characters, it felt like somebody went into a high school classroom and said, hey, do you want to be the main character of an anime? And the theater kid, who never got cast for the main role but always wanted to, was like, yeah, sure, I guess I'll give it a shot. For both of them. And then they both kind of went through life reading their lines. And you could tell that the lines were supposed to be leading towards something, but the delivery never quite got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little off topic, Brian. Just because we were talking about this earlier when you left to get the coffee.
Yeah.
Is this show better or worse than Arrow Manga Sensei?
I don't think you can compare the two, really. But,
I agree with that.
I would say that Arrow Manga Sensei better achieves what it's trying to do. And I think that that's the only semi-objective measure of quality that you can give.
Yeah.
I think that the production values of Arrow Manga Sensei are higher. Let's see.
I'm just trying to figure out, is this the worst show we've done on Anime Club?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I feel like we
Jamie
watched a
with the
lot
light
of, like,
brown
mediocre
hair,
shit.
Yeah,
I mean, okay,
Titanic,
so you
this
don't
isn't
think it's worse than
mediocre,
Angel
though.
Beats?
This isn't mediocre. This is bad. This isn't just like, oh yeah, it's awful.
I would understand somebody saying that this is the worst show we've done in Anime Club. Like, the contenders are Arrow Manga Sensei, Charlotte, Angel Beats.
Insomniacs After School, honestly.
I don't think so. I think
That was mediocre, but not...
for me personally.
What was it called? Kokoro Connect.
Oh yeah.
Kokoro
Yeah,
Connect
I
has an
wouldn't go
argument,
out there.
but I don't think it would ever lose to any of the other three.
How would you compare all of this to Genie?
Genie is awesome, man.
Genie's got its high points. Like,
Genie's like campy in a way.
mm-hmm. No, again, I don't think that you can directly compare them, but I think sitting back and watching Genie is entertaining, at least.
Yeah. Look, for as much as we memed on that show, there were actually some parts that were legitimately compelling.
Yeah.
About it.
Like, it was very
Charlotte-
soap opera, but
yeah, Charlotte
it was
doesn't
good.
really have that.
Tasty.
Plus, we got to make all those jokes about whatever the family friend, the black family friend, whatever his name was.
Peter.
We got to make all those jokes about Peter staying
and the Woods
with the
child.
family. The Woods child of indeterminate race.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I just think about Charlotte, and I'm like, man, this was like, it's not even really fun to make fun of. Like,
What do you mean? Like, I'm having the time of my
No,
life.
I'm having a great time.
Listening to you like grow off about this show for the past 2 hours.
For me, it just makes me mad, and I'm just like, but not in a fun way. Like, I watch a show like Sword Art Online or like Solo Leveling, and they're so bad. But it's so funny. It's just so outrageously funny and entertaining.
mm-hmm.
This isn't even that. It's just like boring. I just fucking watch it, and for the first 6 episodes, nothing fucking happens.
Yeah,
And then
I don't think
6
we've
episodes, it's
emphasized
like-
that enough. That there are parts of this show that are fun to meme on, and there are parts of this show that almost have compelling ideas. They come after the first 5 episodes that could actually be cut. Like, you can skip the first 5 episodes of this show, start at episode 6, and miss very little. Like,
so little, man.
you could compress everything that happens in the first 5 episodes into a 2.5-minute flashback in episode 6 and miss nothing.
But then, like, there would look, but then there would be like no emotional sister. I like the show as it is.
There's not much
But, like, at
emotional
least it's
catharsis
clear.
in there.
Yeah, at least
What?
if you watch the first 5 episodes, you get the feeling that you're supposed to be emotionally attached to the sister.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I don't
okay.
know.
So this is like a weird way to say this. So I have a very deranged reading order for how I would like to read for how I think Homestuck should be read, because
Please
Homestuck
tell
is
me.
broken up.
Oh no.
Homestuck is broken up into 6 grander acts. However, there are also like sub acts and intermissions in there, right?
Mhm.
So my thought process for Homestuck is what you should do. You should start with Act 6, specifically Act 6 singular, because it becomes Act 6, Act 6, Act 5, or something along the line. Anyway, so you should start with Act 6. And that's a crazy thing to say because there's 5 acts before that. But you should start with Act 6. And then once you get to the first intermission in the Act 6, like the series of acts in Act 6, once you hit that intermission, do not read that intermission, go all the way back to Act 1. And then and then like I have like a bunch of other steps, but the idea here is that in Act 6 there is a lot of stuff that is getting reestablished. And there's a lot thrown at you, but at the same time, like that's how Act 1 is it's establishing shit and throwing a lot of stuff at you. But the difference between Act 6 and Act 1 is that in Act 6, you see a lot of random stuff that, like, whizzes by your head like a bullet. And then in Act 1, it's like, something, like, bumps against you like you're in the bumpy cars. It's like, that was weird. And then you keep going, and you keep going deeper until you get to Cascade, and everything crashes together in this fun, amazing, electric way. But if you start with Act 6, when you get to Cascade, it will be absolutely wild. And then also, after the password stuff that happens after Game Over, which is after Act... It doesn't matter. The point is, after the password stuff, I also suggest that you skip all of Briska Circuit's dialogue. Like, you read everyone else responding to her, you don't read her dialogue. And I say all of this because the idea of having pieces out of order or missing, it creates a lot of intrigue, but this show builds up from a speed run of a third act breakdown, and then it becomes like, this is a backstory but extended. This is if we saw every step of the backstory, which we don't need. We can have weird cryptic flashes of the backstory, or we can have like it's like main character is starting from like, I just got like this premonition at this concert, and like it's like, you know what I mean, like we could restructure this entire show to be deeply intriguing on like a time travel and emotional drama level, by like having the audience discover alongside the main character, wait a minute, there's a brother involved, wait a minute, like your sister, like you can go back for that, like the idea that like he starts out with his sister gone, we start out with him being like, okay sis, I'm off to school, and he's so melancholy about it, but like he's normal mostly, and then we find out, oh my gosh, wait, no, he was about to do drugs. Oh my god, wait, that line. That line
Okay,
where it's
so-
like,
James, can I ask you something? Is your point basically that this show would have been a lot better if it was structured like Haruhi?
maybe? I haven't watched all of Haruhi. But yeah, I do think it would be better out of order.
I would personally like to go back to something that Tenix said about not feeling the emotional connection with the sister if you skip the first 5 episodes. I think that the emotional connection with the sister would be much stronger if I didn't have those first 5 episodes, which did nothing but make me hate her more every time she was on screen.
Honestly, I
mean,
I totally agree, and it's only because like they did this again. In Angel Beats, the main character's sister died. Right? With the little sister gets sick, dies, right? It is
Yeah.
it is way more emotionally compelling to have it in a backstory where she is just an idea. They're not even trying to really make a character out of her. And when they do, it's like so minimal that you can just absorb the idea, get the vibe that they're trying to communicate, and move the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Having the sister like be a constant annoyance throughout the first 5 episodes, it doesn't do anything. It only hinders the idea that they're trying to communicate of like, oh my god, it's such a tragic loss. I didn't like her, man.
Yeah, I don't know everybody else's reaction to, as Jams put it, the edgification of the show. But
I think it was
personally,
entertaining.
I cheered out loud when the sister got squashed by a building. And I don't think that that's the emotional reaction they were going for.
No.
Yeah, I mean, not well. Okay, actually, I want. To
I
bring
saw
up
it in my
something
me and
else.
thought was, well, that's bullshit.
I have an online friend. Coincidentally, he watched Charlotte in like the past 2 weeks or like in the past week, and he actually really liked episode 6. He really liked the emotional hit of his sister dying, and he really hated the show for bringing her back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. This is just like
I
as an
think that the
example,
show
I think,
has absolutely nothing without the sister dying.
The reason that he likes it, probably, I mean, I don't want to put any words in anybody's mouth, but it's the change of the status quo. Something different happens, something new happens, a thing changes, and that's the only like major change or revelation that happens in the show. Everything else after that feels, or rather, everything after the sister comes back feels really fucking hollow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it feels stupid, but I would say it doesn't feel hollow. Well, okay, it feels emotionally hollow because it walks back on the sister dying, obviously.
It's like the only way to make that not emotionally hollow is if the idea of her like is like you have to either not kill her at all and instead make the point he is building a better relationship with his sister, like very painstakingly as he like realizes, wait a minute, the most I have ever been like emotionally the most emotionally invested conversation I've had with my sister has been me telling her how to strategize her social relationships while she's talking about stars to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I shouldn't be doing that actually. Which is like I love the way this boy looks at social relationships at the top of the show. There's something about it that's very tasty to me. It's like the idea that like he's like, I do not care about other people. Like also the show opens on him saying like the idea of me is not something that I think of as me. I think of me and then I think of somebody else. That's a thing he says at the top of the show. Like he says like I look out at other people. I look at what their deal is and like I think about them. I don't think about myself. Like, and it doesn't mean he thinks about them selflessly. He means he thinks about them like, what is your deal? I want to break you down. Not like, you know what I mean. And so like that's like an interesting character trait that they don't really do anything with. And then like you could connect it back to the selfishness versus selflessness thing where like his entire sense of self gets like broken down into nothing. And he now has to rebuild it by the end of the show. But but they don't do anything with it. They don't explore that. They don't like point at it. I had to make this connection like hours into this discussion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but doesn't the whole like losing himself thing occur in episode 7?
It
Maybe
happens multiple times
just,
in the
like-
show, and it's not like it doesn't culminate in anything. Aside from, well, he
Yeah.
has to do it again, I guess. You know?
Yeah, I guess it kind of reminds me like, okay, so Tom, you brought up that like the show does actually have a and that like has to do with sacrifice, and I mean that's connected to power, like what we can do to like do anything for ourselves or others, but it doesn't seem like it has a point. Like this is just an element that recurs throughout the show.
Oh,
And
I
that's
didn't
kind of
say
it.
it had a point.
Yeah,
I just
exactly,
said
and that's the
it
problem,
was
like-
there.
Like the theme is there, but there's just like no takeaway. You like watch the show and then it's like that was a thing that exists, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, James, your point about like the self-actualization of like, oh, I I always imagined myself as someone different. I really think like this is why I've always been under the assumption that the show was just written as it was going along, because that idea is not prevalent anywhere else outside of the first monologue, and it's only really to introduce the idea that he body swaps with people. Like, but this is it is the opening monologue. It is supposed to tell you probably the most important information about the main character to start with, but it's completely disregarded through the entire rest of the show, right? Because I don't even see like him losing himself as like a through line with the being other people, because it has nothing to do with other people. It has nothing to do with being another person. It has something to do with losing who you were. Like, if you want to say like, oh, he's a different person, but he's not literally. He's not literally a different person. He's still the same being.
He's just been broken down a lot.
He's just been broken down. And I don't know, like the what is it? In episode 7 when he goes on his depressive episode, like,
oh yeah, that.
It's so edgy, like so needlessly edgy that it's like almost fun. And he's like maniacally cackling while playing a video game in an arcade because he gets to shoot people, and it's like, all right, sure.
And we're supposed to be disturbed by this.
Yeah, we're supposed to be disturbed, but I'm just like, all right, at least we're fucking doing something, and then that's it.
Yeah, he beat up those punks who were hogging a video game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I wish he got addicted to drugs. That would have made it fun. That would have made it fun. Like, it would have made it interesting. They would have done something.
Also, the fact that she only stops him on the drugs and she says, that will make you stop being a human. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure addicts are still humans now.
He was stabbing people. He was stabbing people in the streets. And this is what you like, stop him on?
Honestly, I didn't get that. Like, what the fuck was... Like, why didn't you, like, come out and help him earlier?
Well, because then she would have been actually helping the people he was beating up.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have responded well to that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, I wrote this. I feel the need to say it out loud on the stream, but when I was watching the episode, it's like the thing about this episode that it gets wrong to me is the fact that he is actually like he is established in the first episode to secretly be deeply cringe. Like he laughs maniacally at this video game, but the first thing we see him laughing maniacally about is that text from girl he liked.
Is the text
and so it's like when they out the edge hog my boy, what they do is they like it's like. They make him like into like a hermit who doesn't move and who like only eats cup noodles and stares at a television, and then like when somebody like walks into his house, he's like, hey, can you run an errand for me? And I'm like, no, like he's a petty bitch who cheats at cards and cackles maniacally when girl he like texts him. If he stopped getting all his nutrients and going out in the sunlight, he'd become so understimulated he'd start conceiving of himself as an evil wizard and booby trapping his apartment. Like,
yeah.
Shit. I believe this.
I don't know. I mean, I think the only thing I find really unbelievable episode, aside from Tori's behavior, is him actually threatening to stab someone's eye out. That was like the point where I said, okay, this is just a bit too edgy.
Foreshadowing? Oh god.
I guess so. But no, I don't.
It wouldn't hurt to lose one eye, right?
That's
yeah,
amazing.
he didn't say that much. Yeah, incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I find this depressing episode pretty believable. I don't think I would change anything in like how he treats the girl.
I do like the callback to it when Kumagami dies and the brother gets all depressy as well.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a nice little bit of characterization for our main boy.
The brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Our main boy and the brother as well. I don't remember exactly what happens, but I remember enjoying it at the time.
Yeah, the depressive episode was, I mean, it's the best episode in the series. Like,
Sure.
it's the
Which isn't saying a
one
lot.
where it's not saying a lot. I think, as much as like, I think the idea of episode 13 is cool. It is also like, it is also giving me a premise that it is very misutilizing. Like it doesn't do enough with the idea itself, and it shoves it into a single episode that it's like, oh, okay, all right, we don't get anything more of this. And
I don't
then
know, like, what
it
would they do
ends
for
in the worst
2 episodes?
like way.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of another anime that did something like this that is a fair comparison. Because, like, the only ones coming to mind that deal with depression in any way are shows that are about that. Like, March Comes In Like a Lion, Your Lie in April, Welcome to the NHK. And that's not a fair comparison. Like,
No.
What's a show that deals with this as part of a bigger plot? Oh, hello?
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Ninja Dog.
It's Ninja.
Hello.
Player?
Hello, what's up?
Hello.
What? I did it again. Fuck.
I just got like some new PC parts, so I'm in the middle of like doing overclocking and fucking about.
Oh, well, welcome to Anime Club. You just made it to the last 40 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Have you done the
Watch
assignment?
Charlotte?
Assignment. Oh.
Have you
I
watched
thought
Charlotte?
This was like this. I have not. No.
Well, what was your opinion? Having not watched Charlotte, did you think it was good, bad, mediocre?
Yeah, pretty mid. Not
Pretty
gonna
mid.
lie.
All right. Well, that's a better opinion than most of us have. So it seems like the way to enjoy Charlotte more than anything is not to watch it.
No one.
That will
Oh my
improve your
God.
score. All right.
Instead, you should read Homestuck in my recommended reading.
Mhm. So, do we honestly have 40 more minutes of things worth to say about Charlotte?
I feel
What-
like I have
what is
at
there
least
to
a couple
say?
of.
All right,
things to
Tennick's got a
say.
couple more
For
things.
one, like we were talking earlier in this stream about like things that are funny in this show. One thing that's like very funny, although very unintentionally, is in episode 11 when Wed Boy
Mhm.
he gets like stabbed through with beams or something that
Yeah.
like saved Tomori, and he actually stands like in that position long enough for them to find him after the building has collapsed and have like his last words
Mm-hmm.
with him. I mean, that just like stretched the suspension of disbelief. So I found it very funny.
Yeah, like normally, like in all of my experience having buildings collapse on top of me and holding up the rebar, with my manly man 40 pounds of cat litter holding arms, you hold that position long enough for the person who is going to have the building collapse on top of them to get away, and then you die. Like,
However,
my headcanon is that he was being held up by some conveniently placed rebar that had skewered its way through his entire body.
Skewered his way through his entire body and didn't hit Tomari.
Didn't hit Tomori and didn't bend when additional weight was placed on top of it.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yes.
that's definitely. Yeah.
And had enough energy left to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. It didn't hit his lungs.
Yeah,
His
no.
lungs were fine. It skewered its way directly through the center of his spinal column. Welcome to Anime Club.
Do we want to talk about any of the side characters that were like super cool and interesting? We didn't even talk about like Yusa and Misa. We didn't talk about them at all. We just talked about their names for like 20 minutes.
That
Oh
is
my
the
God,
most
was it-
noteworthy thing
episode
about
12.
them.
Okay, I
Wasn't it-
think
what-
the thing that made me lose all faith in this show's ability to tell like a cogent or competent narrative, the thing that made me lose the faith in the show to do that, is the scene between, I think it was Misa and her friends from when she was alive, where like their goodbye scene. I was like, okay, yeah, no, this is not a competently written show, and it will never be a competently written show. That was the
What about it
moment where I
specifically?
thought that. What'd you say?
Like, what specifically about that scene do you see as like a failure of writing well? As it didn't like stand out to me in any way.
Okay, so when the episode itself, it's about essentially a quiet, like adding Yusa and Misa to the party, and when that's what the goal of the episode is.
Yeah, obviously.
And it's like when we first meet the boy who was friends with Misa when she was alive, like it's very clear, like it's very like the interaction is the interaction between him and the main characters is good enough for me to be like, okay, you've held my interest just enough here. Keep going with whatever you're doing with this guy and his connection to this idol girl. And we find out like that her older sister is possessing her regularly, and that these people knew her older sister. And I'm like, okay, interesting. And then like when she has to leave, like the scene is so abrupt of her having to leave them. Like now says, by the way, you can't talk to them anymore. Also, you're dead. And it's like also you're already dead anyway, which is like so rude. I don't know how to explain. Like, you don't talk to any person like that. It doesn't matter if they're dead. I'm gonna be real. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like you don't have a life anymore. Your life is now about whatever this is. Which like that's the same spiel that she gave to main character boy. But that thing she kind of like cornered him into, and we the audience are like a little bit on board with it because that's the premise. Is that, you know, but like with Misa it doesn't work, and it becomes clear that this is the strategy that she's going to use repeatedly. The idea that like, hey, your life will be over either because scientists experiment on you or because I am saying it's over. Basically, like it's like I am saying you need to change everything about your life right now. And it's like, so that combined with the sudden like swinging into catharsis of, but I'm in love with her. It's like from the boy that she knew when she was alive. It's like something like, it's like everything combined. Also, they stood 5 feet away from that interaction. They heard all of that for sure. And I just and like like all of those things combined just made me go, okay, this is not a show written by competent people. Or if they are competent, they are not competent during the production cycle of this anime. That is the thing.
I just like the whole like the idea that she, first of all, Misa is in Yusa's body, and the fact that she can still use her power doesn't make any fucking sense. Like if it's a disease, if it's supposed to be a disease, why would that translate from her like to her soul that is now possessing the but like that's a nitpick, and it's like not important enough to make a big deal about. But like the fact that Yusa is introduced as one of the main characters and they do nothing, literally nothing with it. Like they had the opportunity to like, hey, the lead singer of whatever the band is, I don't remember, Sala.
Hello.
Yeah. She is introduced in the series, and it is not through Yusa. It is just she's randomly walking down the street and you bumps into her. Like, what a missed fucking opportunity to have any type of purpose for this character at all. Like, you could be like, oh, Yusa actually, she's in town and Yusa can use her connections to get her, like some type of, special meetup that they can do. Like, I don't know, do something fucking. But the fact that this character is introduced and they do functionally nothing with her. And then at the very end, she's like, oh, well, my parents are actually up, and they run this own little shop, and and Misa gets to say goodbye. Like, it's so out of fucking nowhere, man.
On camera, too.
On camera. Like, it's so out of nowhere.
Stupid.
Yep.
it's such a like it's such a poorly like not like it feels like they're trying to not do anything with the character. Like it felt like they were actively trying to not do anything. Like she was just there as like this like goofy little mouthpiece for like magic spells and gag funny moments that weren't funny. Like it's so bad. So bad.
No, I was not a fan of that at all.
We're in agreement.
Mhm.
Okay, so I keep thinking about the localization of this thing and like the way things are translated. I do fully believe that the writing in Japanese is just as bad as the localization makes it seem, but I do also think they failed in a lot of localization ways, in the
Mhm.
sense of like the usage of their specific vocabulary words that they use in different points. Like that is the type of existence that we are. Is the thing that it made me angry when I heard it. I can't. It's like, how do you fail that badly at making a sentence sound natural? Like, I don't care how unnaturally it's written in Japanese. You need to make the sentence at least feel like a sentence that someone would think to say, even if it sounds unnatural and weirdly formal. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
I
Watching this show, I just never got the that eccentric in some way like this.
Who said earlier? Didn't somebody say earlier that they just ported directly over like the translation? Like the dub didn't even do anything new. Like the translation from the sub and what they say in the dub is 1-to-1.
No, I think that was about Danganronpa.
Yeah, that was about Danganronpa. But also, I have one specific gripe with the translation here. This is specifically the Hulu dub that I watched. On Hulu, the episode where we find out about the main character's real power, that he can go into people's bodies and steal their powers. The power is called, apparently, Ryakudatsu. The name of the episode is Ryakudatsu. The power in the dub is called Plunder.
Yeah.
The episode title is Looting.
Okay. Sure.
It is probably a word in Japanese that is very broad. Like
for sure.
Mean
and I'm positive that the person who named the episode did not watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see how it's like an oversight. That's like a pet peeve, but that seems a little unacceptable. Like it.
And it's like, okay, so I think there's a specific conversation between Yusa, you, and Now, where it's when Angel is sick, and they're going to the convenience store, and so Now says, I think I will go to the convenience store, etc., etc. What like it's like she's initiating the conversation. It's like, I know just enough about like Japanese social norms to know that this is a very normal way to start a conversation in Japan, in the sense of like, people do not say, I am going to do this, are you going to do this with me? They say, I think it's a good idea for me to do this. What about you? And then they go, I would like to join you. Like, the idea is you're making plans together as you converse, as opposed to being like, I have a plan. Do you want to join my plan? Because, like, it's kind of seen as, like, rude to be so direct about something like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, in English, it's seen as, like, at least in the circles that I have always run in my 23 years of life, is that, like, it's actually a little, like, rude and off-putting to be so cagey and roundabout about the way that you ask people to join you on something. Like, it's like, why are you fluttering around your point? Please just be efficient about what you are telling me. Don't make me get, you know?
Yeah,
so, like,
I get
the way
that.
they have that conversation and how it culminates in Yusa being like, I always eat alone. You know, it's like I've eaten alone for a while, and then like it makes like an emotional beat out of, oh yeah, wait, these two have been like alone, like they've been without their siblings. Like all three of us have like an important sibling relationship going on in our lives, but I'm the only one whose sibling is still alive, and that's like important. But he notes that, and everything, and he's like, okay, fine, you can all eat porridge like together at the house, at the apartment, and so it's like that conversation feels so unnatural and so like and it in this way that a localization would have fixed, because now could instead say, all right, so I'm thinking we get some porridge at the convenience store, what about you guys? And he's like, what do you mean we? It's like or rather it's like or like not what do you mean we, because they already decided they were going together, but like, you know what I mean, like it's just like you could make an like a conversation that makes sense in English, because that makes sense in Japanese, but social norms are not the same across cultures, so you need to make it make sense for basic social norms, and that bothered me because I'm like, the localizers stopped trying, I think, after like 5 minutes into the first episode.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you think like they should have adapted the show to like be more in line with Western social norms, even though the setting is Japanese?
Well, it's like, what I mean is, it's sort of like, you need to know, like, okay, hold on. So, example, ExPoint. I remember at one, like, last year or something, you said that Deku should have been localized to be try hard.
Yeah.
Right? You said that? So, what I mean when I say that they should have localized that conversation to make more sense with American social norms, or rather Western social norms in general, or something, you know, what I mean when I say that is that, like, renaming Deku to try hard immediately lets the audience know exactly what the vibe there is. Like, calling someone a try hard is essentially like, it's calling them cringe and useless, because like, it's like, why are you trying so hard? If you could do it, you just would. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a try hard is someone who like fails no matter how hard they try. Like, that's like a thing. And like, that's the point of that insult. So to say like Deku and then just just leave little signals in the dub to tell the audience, by the way, Deku is a Japanese word that means useless, like, you know, just trusting the audience to know that, that does not hit the same, because the audience now has to think about, like, okay, what does this word mean? I think it means useless. That's probably what it means. Yes, I looked it up on Wikipedia or something. And like, but like,
if I can
if you name
put
him
this in an
Tryhard,
articulate way,
and then you say like, and then she says, by the way, Tryhard, is that like a nickname of yours? And he says, oh no, it's more of an insult. And she's like, really? Because I think it could make a great hero name. Tryhard it is. Like, that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah.
But
I agree. What were you gonna say, Tom?
I was gonna say, to just boil down your point, I think the job of localizers is to bridge the gap as much as possible.
Yeah, words aren't the only thing that gets translated. Yeah.
Intent and meaning are very important to localization. And if you're not translating that as well, then you've done a poor job.
Right.
I think it's contextually dependent, but still.
Well, yeah, okay.
All right, everybody. We have 20 minutes left. I think it's fair to give our final thoughts on Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this is one of the 5est out of 10 shows I've ever seen. I have no real strong feelings about it one way or the other. I think it's a 5 out of 10 for the first 5 episodes because literally nothing happens. And I think it's a 5 out of 10 for the last 6 episodes because everything that happens makes no sense. And I think it averages out to about a 5 out of 10.
Okay. All right.
So that's me. What about you, James?
All right. I'm thinking this show is like a solid 6 out of 10 for me. I think because there's something about the earnestness with which it is told that makes me like it doesn't necessarily matter how badly it fails to me, because clearly every step of the journey was something that someone thought this should be here, even if they were wrong. So to me, it's a 6 out of 10.
Sure. Scrub?
It's a show.
Fair enough.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, it's a show. All right, fine. Tenek, how you doing?
Wait, sorry, there was some sound that came up. Did the Scrubs say it's a show?
Scrub said it's a show.
Nothing.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so I think for me, it's a bit more complicated. Like, before this stream, I did rate it a 5, and I think I had the exact same as Brad. It's like, it sure is a show. Like, there's just, like, not... Well, I can't say it's unremarkable, but, like, there is, like, a failure to really, like, either excel or extremely fail at anything. But I think at one point in the stream, Tom did actually convince me that, like, this show just, like, isn't written well. Like, the story just isn't good on a very basic level. And I was like, yeah, I guess I got nothing to say to that. So I think I will actually lower it as a result of that. Give it a...
Totally fair.
And I will say, like, it's certainly, like, a 5 or a 4 show in a very interesting way. Like, unlike most 5 out of 10 shows are just very boring, drop it after 1 episode. But here, in a way, I am glad I watched all of it, because even if it was not entertaining watching it, just, like, being aware that something this messy and random and pointless exists, it's, like, uncomparable. It's pretty unique in that way.
All right. So it's remarkable for its unremarkability.
I think it's more like it's remarkable for its messiness.
Yeah.
All right. Sort of like how there is no such thing as the most average thing that exists.
Perfectly generic object.
Maybe, but again, I don't think that this is like a very good example of an average show. I think this is just a show that fails to excel. It's average in that way, not in, like, you know, kind of like bland, doing nothing. Like, you know, you made that video about Lost Song. I think it's a bit more like that.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Tom?
Charlotte is it sucks. 2 out of 10. Thinky, but can I
Highest score.
I would like to real quick just go over the 10 things that I wrote down that Angel Beats does better. Now that we're at the very end
but
of the
this
stream.
cannot start a conversation.
No. We don't
have time for that.
This is my final thoughts on this, because I will die by Angel Beats is still better than this awful show. Angel Beats has better direction. It has a better soundtrack. It is better produced overall, just like the way that, like, they use lighting is better. The way general cuts of animation are better in Angel Beats. It follows through on its premise. The basic premise that is given for the beginning of Charlotte is pretty much dropped halfway through the show. It has basic plot structure. It gives its primary.
Sure about that.
Now, hold on, I'm not done. It gives its primary characters purpose in the narrative, and when I say that, I mean its core cast, not its, you know, extended cast of side characters that have their one gimmick, and whether it's offensive or not, you know, you move on, whatever.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Angel Beats is funny. It's actually funny. Angel Beats has a lot of comedic moments that landed really hard for me. It is trying to communicate an emotionally strong vibe. It's trying to do something a little ambitious, and I appreciate that. It knows where it wants to go as a story. It doesn't feel like it's just written as a first draft and they didn't know what they were doing. And it delivers on its ideas by the end. Even if it's messy, it's fucking trying. It is fucking trying.
Yay.
So there you go. That's my 10 reasons.
All right.
Show is so bad. The show is so bad.
Oh no! Wait, ExPoint, we can't hear you.
Wait.
Oh, is that
and Tom, I want to ask, like, do you think your impression of the show got worse this second viewing?
Yes, the score from the show in my opinion is actually went down. Like I already had a pretty negative opinion of the show, but I think I had it at like a 4 out of 10. It is now like 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
This show is worse than I
exactly.
remember.
We await ExPoint's return because something went up with his mic.
Well, I guess
But
we
also,
can
does everyone
start
have their
talking about
submissions for Greed Month locked in?
Yeah, I mean, like, Ryan said something weird earlier this stream that made it sound like we're still restricted to one core. But, I mean, come on, the
No.
whole point of Greed Month is that we get to throw that rule off,
I
right?
thought he said in the chat that we.
Musume plan still?
No,
Oh my
I'm coming
gosh.
with a heater.
Some
I'm
random
coming with
person
a
in
heater,
chat
Scrub.
literally says that the
Oh.
world and the world building is a positive point for this fucking show. Oh my god.
Well, let's not make fun of them for their opinion. Yeah, if they think
Okay,
that's
okay.
fine.
I'm sorry. It's very clear that they were not here in the first half, and I find
They
that very
also
funny.
they also said that they watched it at a very special and important time in their life, and I think that is totally fine and valid.
You know,
If
yes, okay,
if
I'm
you
sorry.
have
That is
really
valid.
strong connection
The
to the show
comedic
because
timing
of
of such a thing.
that, I just don't like the fucking show. No fucking way I caught one of these lives. Pags, we're about to end.
As the ransom person in the chat, I was a kid growing up. Wait, so did they
Oh
hear
no,
everything you said
it's not
when you
working.
talked shit about their opinion?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Like, come on. Like, you know how little people come to the chat and actually, like, use it to converse. I think we should, like, be a bit respectful. Like, I
You're right,
appreciate
right.
that. Even if I don't agree with your opinion at all.
Okay, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. I need someone to speak for me. Who wants to end this for me? Okay. I'm in charge. Okay. I'm the one in charge conditionally. So next month is Greed Month, babes. Do you all have your submissions for Greed Month ready?
Hope we have.
Because it's Greed Month, that means that we can nominate 2 core shows. The theme is greed, everybody. We will be greedy with the amount of episodes that we can stuff into our gullets.
Self-contained 2 core shows. Self-contained. They
cannot have a read the manga ending, to be clear.
Wait, okay, this is important. Can I nominate a 4-episode VA and a movie?
Well, I would say, like, you can nominate whatever.
And they are self-contained and
2 core shows.
You are determined to make sure I can't pick Uma Musume.
What about just the movie? Oh,
if you want just a movie, I actually have built a case.
Explanation, Bryant ExPoint.
Oh, just the movie.
Every season of Uma Musume is self-contained.
Well, I guess that's true. Kind of.
We'll do a movie month later. Says ExPoint. All right.
Movie month does that. I think that's prime opportunity for the Uma Musume movie.
All right. So my pick is Princess Tutu. Next.
Wait, what? Princess Tutu is like 38 episodes.
No, it's like 26.
Let me check. I feel like I need to check that.
I nominate season 1 and season 2 of Uma Musume.
Yeah, Princess Tutu is 38 episodes.
That's
I just checked it on MAL.
Is that two?
Is that 2
one core
shows?
Yeah.
Is it 2 of them?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, it is. Each season focuses on different characters going through their own different arc that's self-contained.
All right, then we're gonna skip that.
Why?
Wait, what? So we do not get to nominate 2 core shows. We have to nominate 2 1-core shows?
Because I asked
it's
for a
one-
self-contained 2 core show.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
one show with 2 cores that is self-contained.
Ugh.
Not 2 cores that are both self-contained in one show.
Yeah,
I'm
It
it's
is
so
like
confused.
yeah.
it
Okay,
can't be
so
like part of
okay.
an anthology. It must be its own thing, collectively, completely.
Okay, so like Uma Musume is ruled out because of that, or what's the point?
Yes.
Correct, because Uma Musume has the 2 seasons are self-contained core show, like they are in itself one core each season, and putting those together is if they're separated outside of each other,
If
then
each season of Uma Musume is self-contained, one of them is eligible on a normal month. It's not eligible this month to just grab 2.
You know what? I'm going to pick a 12 episode show that each episode is 40 minutes long.
I think that counts. Do you guys think that counts? Says
Sure.
Man, the
Matt.
fact
I mean,
that
like,
his mic cut out right at the end is really damning us.
yeah,
I think
like
that's
we're
good.
basically
He said,
prophets
"You have
for
the
Bryant
thumbs
now,
up,
right?
Scrub."
Oh, that's allowed. He's allowing it. The king has decreed.
The god.
I'm going to be Judas in a second.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, what could it be?
Well, what is
I'm going to
your
pick Katanagatari.
Oh,
God.
Tamanagatari?
Oh, God.
Katanagatari.
It's per episode, so I guess like it could work out to like
Like
being
that.
average.
Everything that I know about Princess Tutu, it was aired as a 24 quarter-hour episodes and 1 half-hour episode.
Well,
Right.
hold on. What is
Oh yeah,
what does
so I guess
Brian
that's
say?
the average. Okay, anyway, I think time-wise it's fine. I don't have any objections.
Well, what does Bryant say? What is his decree about Princess Tutu?
Wikipedia says 26 episodes.
We could tell Chad anything and they believe that Brian said it.
I'll
let it happen in the interest of
greed.
greed. Okay, all right.
I will
Sure.
greedily nominate another magical girl show. Dang it!
No, I mean you're
Okay,
good.
You're
You
next.
did it.
I have a little 1995 classic in mind. You might have heard
Oh no.
a bit
Oh
obscure.
no.
It's called Shinseki Evangelion.
Oh, Evangelion?
Yeah.
Yes. It is time.
Oh, shit.
I knew it. I knew
I
knew
forgot.
somebody was gonna pick it. If it wasn't you. All right, but my pick, a little 1998. Wait. Yes, technically putting email is why we wanted to do it. Yes. My pick is a little 1998 classic that is near and dear to a lot of people. I think you might know it. It's called Cowboy Bebop.
Whoa!
Aesthetic.
Whoa!
Meanwhile,
Okay,
with my
that'd be a
little
Battle
brother,
of the
this is
Titans.
that time I pulled out Monica Magica. It's like you should have like. I was like, can it?
Dude, this is my one shot. If I don't win now, I might as well never vote again.
All right. So the nominees are Katanagatari from Scrub, Princess Tutu from the local magical girl expert, Evangelion from Tanic, and then Cowboy Beep Bop 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 from Tom.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. If that's everything, then yeah, thank you all so much for coming. This was very much a vibe. Unfortunately, we are short by 14 donations from the goal that was set at the top of the stream. But it's okay. We shall persevere like the main character of Charlotte before us. So, until next time,
Wait.
this is the Explanation Point channel. I am your temporary host, signing off, I guess.
Wait, plug the Patreon. Plug the Patreon.
Oh, you should also plug the Patreon. I'm so sorry. Okay, so plug the Patreon. It just occurred to me.
Really?
This is.
You were being cute by using Discord chat, not YouTube chat. Did you really forget that existed?
Oh my gosh.
There is a Discord. You can join the Discord. You can join the Discord if you subscribe to the Patreon, or I think it's just
If
$1.
you subscribe to the Patreon, you could have seen all of this beforehand.
You could have
You didn't
seen
have to
all
use me
this
as an
link in the
animator.
description. You can join the anime club if you subscribe to the Patreon too. You can join these discussions with us, and have a great, fantastic time. If you want to, defend whatever show we're gonna talk about, yay!
Yeah, or torture
Leave
Tom
in
with like.
if Evangelion wins.
Growl. Okay, everybody. Y'all have a good Sunday. Mwah!